What's up, everybody? Here we back in a small series, and we're doing Dandelion Sky from the title of this. About 2-3 hour long little novel of sorts. This one's gonna be a little bit more on the series now, because I do know it from my reference description. It pertains about bullying and about a new transfer student. So it'll be a little bit emotional, I would probably say. So it's not gonna be too funny, I guess. So I'll try to make the videos a little bit comedic. That way it's not all sad, because I don't like recording too many sad things. Because, you know, sometimes it just kind of happens, but we're gonna record this because something else comes out in a few days, so I don't want to record anything too long. So we are just gonna record for a few episodes, and then, you know, bada bing, bada boom. For the next game I have plans. Starts. Took a minute to start. Pretty sure it's in Chinese also. So I didn't read that part, but it's fine. I gaze past the concrete skill blocks across from layers on top of each other, slashing across the sky and turning it into a giant gray mosaic. There was no sign that the rain would stop anytime soon. Only an idiot would run through such a heavy downpour. I'm the idiot. Jimil. The violent weight has turned each building into its own lonely island, impossible to escape. And standing with me on the island is another female student. In contrast to the chaotic dark splash outside, her petite figure is facing away from me, Kiri 9. She looks into the harsh winds like a little boat in the sea, being carried away by dancing waves. After staring at the current of rain for what seemed like an eternity, she lightly raised her cheeks. I have no choice of charging into the rain with my umbrella, but I have to take a step back to avoid a splash that I know she'll make it. Now, I don't know if this is a romance novel. I actually was trying to find some romance novels, preferably one with two females, because I like those better. But I found a couple ones that seemed to be a guy and girl that kind of piqued my interest, that seemed a little different, and actually seemed pretty romantic. So, try to find those. You don't really find hardly that many you. So at least new. I want to. 6 step forward and walks to the downpour. Hey! My body springs into action. My mind rushes what's happening. Before I know it, I've already rushed forward and grabbed the shoulders. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Can you see how heavy the rain is? Girl instantly shrinks back and shrugs off my grip. She lowers her head and takes a couple steps back. Sorry. Seeing how my sudden grip had pulled and embarrassingly scratched my head. Don't need to be such a rush. No matter how quick, I'm just gonna get safe all the way. Girl bites her lip. She looks like she's talking to me. She might just be mumbling to herself. She's too soft and sticky for me. Hey! Once again, pull back as she tries to wind to. Just shrug off my grip this time. I see your eyes. They seem to be precious. Body shivering. Her voice comes out as a whimper cry. I can't help but panic. Hey, not that I'm not letting you go, but look at the rain. You can't just run across in like that. Here, have it a boy. I'll take you across. At first, my offer seems to have only added to her confusion, but after shrinking her shoulders back, she hesitated on. Turned out she might again rush ahead without me. I take the lead. Back, I find her standing behind me. There's a bit tiny. Can you separate it? I lay outside after noticing the huge gap left between us. Just by a reaction beforehand, I guess that's just the type of cahoots that fond of bloody contact, even in a situation like this. Alright, let's go. I follow the rainbow steps and suddenly tilt my umbrella towards your side. After taking a deep breath, we both tread out into the size of Chickpeas fall and hit my shoulder. Have my body show weight. Take for support. Body is built my achievements of least. I don't see any guys removed.
没想到你真的把我送过来了。
Huh?
我以为你会在半路把我丢下。
Why would I do something like that? After I crush my umbrella, I give it a full shake to get. Why? It's just a stretch. I'm not going to buy up anything. She seems to have noticed. She glanced at me for. Say? He's a shy guy. She shakes her head.
你不是我们学校的吧？
Oh, no, I just switched for here today. Seems to have taken note, but does not say no. Since in the mood is getting a bit longer, tell mine slowly. So, we not know who interested? Then should you? She catches my hand, nods her head, and then turns to the one. I'll tell you, taking a few steps to court on again. Gaze pushed on the part of my body stood wrapped in the trunk. Ask and put. After hesitating at the court, I should find this crispy. Snapped all the sounds of the way, pouring down on the mud. Strange. Fortunately, my drenched body is really just like you. I was thinking of using the rain as an excuse to buy myself some more time. In the never seems poorly. I made up my mind, that's why I came out. How much I hate going to school. This isn't the same school I used to go. I've even instructed the teacher's room one.
夏天的午后，不经意的问候，是与你最美的邂逅。忘记对与错，固守你的理由，想说的却又说不出口。紧咬的嘴角，那次告别后，记忆里我独自走很久，脑海都是你的笑容。我知道你也感同身受，在雨中的屋檐，在天台的拖鞋，却希望时间会慢慢走。
I would say though, the way I noticed it is that Chinese visual novels is kind of hit, like they have a different art style typically. They just feel different. It's hard to explain, but when you think of something like Brotherly Love or Symbiotic Love, the way they look, present themselves, and feel are different. I think one reason could be because, for instance, Japanese visual novels. Almost all of them revolve around sexual content, nudity and such. That's the whole theme. But Chinese visual novels, there's some. I guarantee there's some out there. I feel like Chinese visual novels don't really revolve around that much. They try to revolve more around good stories, interesting stories, emotional stories. You know, but also try to give like each of the characters their own personality. Any Japanese novel I play, not all of them, but most of them, all the characters can be, you know, and not much going on from them. But Chinese novels, I always feel like all the characters have their own personality. They act a certain way, and they have their own like things they like to do, hobbies and such. They feel like people, even though they're technically not. So I think that's why I like the Chinese novels more. But I can't find many of them, so I can't really play a whole lot of them. Or I would go that route more Japanese novels. So as soon as I step into the room, I met with a few gazes. It's not expected. It's not wishes, and I'm a total stranger here. Excuse me, I'm the nutrition student. Is the class teacher for class 2-3 in this office? H made with his hair split in his head instantly. He pushes his glasses up in his nose and examines me. Oh, you're Shimo, right? Yep, that's me. You're the class teacher for class 2D? 3? Man raises his eyebrows, his eyes fixing on me through his thick glasses. My surname is Yan. You can call me Mr. Yan. He stands up as he speaks. Let's go. I'll show you around. Oh? I was expecting this. Do classes usually give tours to new students? Thank you, Mr. Yan. Makes a grunt and brushes past me, exiting the room without giving me any more attention. I immediately followed after him. I follow him over the stairways until he suddenly stops. As it's currently safe study period, that's not a single person in sight. Shimo. Of course, I need to remind you when you not coming missing any you should report to me as sure, understood? Oh, I'm sorry, I got carried away, sir. I tie my lips and wipe away any expression on my face. Also, the other thing is, besides the school directors, I'm the only one about the truth. I freeze. She gazes intently towards me, as if trying to gauge my reaction. Finally, I speak up. Then you should know it won't be a problem. It's so. Pause for a moment, continuing. But the police don't think so. That's right, as long as you behave and don't cause any trouble, the police won't hear anything that could against you, understood? I understand, sir. I'm only here to study. Let's hope so. He pushes his lips and gives me a pat on the shoulder. Oh, why are your clothes all wet? I got into a bit of an accent. Careful not to catch a cold. Let's go. We'll walk to the classroom together. I'll introduce you to the class safe study period. Moment we walk into the classroom, I can sense countless eyes staring at me. I wonder if I'm gonna have to go to the same classroom as this. I honestly don't like getting much attention. It feels as if I'm an exhibit in a museum. That way I can't just stand still. I can only on a brave shot and walk to there we are. Yep. That was pretty negative. There's no way. There's no way we want that. Strange girl I met in the morning to catch my attention. She's the only person in the class who continues to steal our books as if it's not racist. Careful makes her even more suspicious. Why is a shorty like her sitting in the back row? Everyone pay attention, we have a new teacher student. He'll be in our class starting from today. He's originally from number 1 high school. Yes, there's a store my as of later question marks have popped out of everyone's head. Not be expected, this is number 2 high school, and as the name of probably number 1 is appeared. If I would ever transfer from a bad school to a worse one, it's not understood. My classmate's curiosity, a class teacher makes a brief pause and waits upside down. But he says after that, causes the even larger store. His name is Shimo. What? Outside the room goes cold. Maybe gazes turn into something different, and my classmates begin to whisper to each other. Instead of curiosity, I see their mood shift into confusion and suspicion. Yo. Right, everyone. Shimo, take the window seat at the back. Everyone, please continue with your safe study. Mr. Yin is unfazed by the gossip leaves the classroom. I walk over the seat, weighted down by the fearful kids around me. It's only after I sit down that their eyes finally stay away from me. However, as soon as I deep sigh of relief, I notice a new. I'm missing my textbooks. This is simple. I never returned to my previous school, and I even picked up the textbooks from the desk. Maybe Silent glanced sideways trying to go next to me. Was I seeing it? Was she peeking at me just then? She was back to staring at the textbook in front. She looked so serious. I don't know why, but after seeing her like that, I can't bring myself to ask her to let me. So I guess I have to make whatever books I come across. I can't stand all these people. My best poker face leaving the classroom. But I've completely underestimated how quickly it spreads along. Even though this high school forbids students from bringing like most schools, this rule is ignored. I shall still secretly pass around, probably spreading to every corner. I rather go, I sense people whispering behind my back, looking at me instead. Looks like they already lay out a light sign and turn toward the other end of the corner. I lean out to a window for him, stare towards the sky. I stopped a while ago, but the sky is still covered in gray. I should have known this would happen. Totally prepared. So I still want to wish over to scream out to them. Guess they know nothing. Truth be told, if judging me, then the reactions are to be expected. But if such a minor setback can discourage me, then I won't have school to. I should head back to my seat. I'm just poor, except for my own. The strange girl had left the classroom as she was to bail one. Now she's returned one step ahead of me. The moment she steps inside the classroom buildings again, signaling the start of the next class period. I see some distance before to my classroom, so I quick went. As soon as the next class period ends, a girl sits next to me and jumps out of the classroom. Mommy are trying to go, creating an arbitrary meaning. If that's the case, I'm actually just taking out. Shimo? Just let my face fly on the desk, someone calls out my name. Surprised, she took my bag in front of me as a girl. That's with a question. Yes, it's just something. Oh, I'm the class monitor. It was this week's show. Every week we have 2 people stay back to clean up the classroom. Oh, okay. I take a look at the sheet people to wash. I'll be cleaning. Student. Doubt you. I know she was in the hallway past the washer or 2. Anything else? Class monitor doesn't seem to be. She continues to stand in front. Neil ditch your partner leave. Go out of cleaning yourself, understand? Push my eyeballs, looking obviously unhappy. What kind of person does she think I am? I understand. Also, if there's anything about the school you need to ask me. She's done by awful, I wish my head up, but the moment I see her face, I can tell she doesn't really mean it. She's only saying it because it's her job. Otherwise, how I act ready. It doesn't seem like those owners words were ever to reach her. The class monitor who so courageously came and talked to me now looks hurt upon my simple old white and basically escapes out of my sight. I'm just trying to make your job easier, this class monitor. I take a savage glance. I notice that the person sitting next to me isn't that same girl. I wonder if that name, what was it, Win Zhaoyu, is the girl we saw earlier. Part of me doesn't feel like it because his name Win, it sounds kind of off. I don't know. I can see it be more like a guy name, but I can see it being a girl name. Mostly because the last name kind of seems that way. So, but it's a girl, and I feel like maybe that's her name, Win. I won't be surprised if he was just borrowing her seat to chat with someone. But that student is not only sitting on her desk, his butt is sitting on top of her textbook, judged by his laid-back expression. It appears she doesn't think much of it. After glancing at him for a few seconds, I look away. Shrug off the sense of rage building inside me. It's not my business. I shouldn't think too much about it. Right, I should just keep it like this. Finally, the last period. Somebody came out to speak to me after that. It's not what I would call the best case scenario, but at least it's not the worst. Oh? As I walked to the building next door just for a bathroom, I see his shadow looking by. I took a detour initially to evade everyone else. The building next door was supposed to be empty at this time, since no class I couldn't leave. So what's she doing? Waiting for her to say mine. She won't be between classes every time. As I'm thinking myself, the girl walks past the bathroom and heads towards the stairway. That's safe, but I can't just stand here and do nothing. It makes me sorry, I was just walking by. Since I saw you, I can't let my curiosity going. That I decided to follow her. My half-hearted pursuit isn't able to keep up with her pace. I lose her at the top floor. She doesn't seem to be anywhere. Wait, that can't be right. This isn't a top floor. Part of me is a half-broken door is a narrow staircase leading up. I couldn't conclude that this would lead me up to the roof. Since I'm over here, I see no reason not to keep going. I'll just take a look. I let my thoughts linger for a moment before walking up the stairs. Oh? I'm not sure if it was a good idea or not, but my guess was right. The sky is blue and arrow after the morning shower. Going sitting on the edge of the rooftop door just to hold her off. She's not going to jump off, is she? It's a tight figure, looks even smaller by comparison. Actually, she's being carried away by the sky under the surreal landscape in front of me. If that was all there was to it, I would have been satisfied. I've always fulfilled my curiosity, and I could go happy. Unfortunately, the girl spots me peeping out from the door. She's discovered me. There's no way out of this. I'm really on the spot. Feels like time has come to a standstill. I sense a stone stuck inside my door and couldn't have to speak. I should say something. Oh, what a coincidence. I pretend to act normal, walk up the stairs. After saying my ridiculous opening line, now I'm standing on solid ground in front of the...
传销生
I'm sure I'm not following. It's just a coincidence. She ignores me. Sleep stands up.
是他们派你来的吗？也好。
Girl keeps murmuring things I don't understand and walks over. She lowers her head and I'm already unable to see expression. However, I can see her shoulders shaking. Not just her shoulders, but her whole body shivering. I should see suppressing whatever emotion she's trying to conceal. If I can say anything, the suddenly collapses and falls to the ground, as if she's draining all the energy from her body. Hey, what are you doing?
我还能去哪儿？这里你们都要追过来吗？为什么？
Sits on the ground and cradles her head between her eyes. She's running down from her cheeks. I can't see her face, but I can guess her expression. I'm sorry. I panic upon seeing her like this. Even though I wasn't planning to bat to her, the least I could do is understand why she's feeling like this. Maybe I should apologize first. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to come to you. She doesn't seem to have heard what I said. The girl keeps shrinking and body starts to shake and feel. Please believe me. Nobody told me to come here. I really just came here to take a walk.
真的吗？
Really? She stops crying and seems to have calmed down a bit. Anyway, I won't do anything. I'll leave now. But the moment I finish my sentences, I immediately turn around and head downstairs. It doesn't take long before we find ourselves all alone facing each other. Uh-oh. I gaze at the empty classroom with just two of us left behind. I cannot help but sigh at such a coincidence. But is this really a coincidence? It is, my dude. This is like, what, 3 times, 4 times we've guys been kind of alone in some way, or have crossed paths in some way already. So your name is Ren. There we go. There we go. That's name. I had a feeling that was name. Only problem is I kind of know how it's gonna play out. It's not Willie. Not Willie. Anything that gets me like, oh my god, I can't believe I actually did that. I knew exactly how it's gonna play. There's no way they would have been alone in the classroom like this. Perfect setup. It's only at that moment that I realized that we've never exchanged names before. Oh, maybe I should introduce myself. I'm Shimo.
我知道的。
The girl tightly holds onto the broom and speaks to me in an edgy voice. So you did pay attention when the teacher not introduced me. I mean, you didn't raise your head up when he introduced me. I thought you might not have been paying attention.
听了， 一直在听。
Oh, okay. This is awkward. Save. I think back to what happened at Rooftop. Not only did I make her quiet, I also told a lie. I was following her to Rooftop on the very first day of school. No matter how you look at it, that's kinda creepy.
那个，
About your stand.
对不起，
Huh? For parts at the same time, we look at each other with expressions. Why did you need to apologize? I'm the one who should say be sorry. I was following you just to satisfy my curiosity.
可是我误会了你，我以为你和他们。
Dumb. I look at her eagerly waiting for an answer, but she only shakes her head.
没什么。
Oh, anyway, if I had been more considerate just then, I wouldn't have caused such a misunderstanding. That's why I should apologize to you.
不，该道歉的是我，让你看到那么丢人的样子。
She made with a serious expression.
还有早上的事情，我也没有好好向你道谢。谢谢你借我伞，害得你衣服都湿了，我也很抱歉。
Alright, alright. I wave my hand gesturing her to calm down. She speaks so excitedly, her words raining down on me like bullets.
对不起，
So why do we keep apologizing to each other? It's just caught even.
嗯，
She nods her head slightly while tightly holding onto her broom. Come to think of it, why were you in such a hurry this morning?
那个是为了上早自习，
Oh,
因为不想迟到，会变得显眼。
is that so? Of all my nose, it seems like I've gotten into the topic that would be best left alone. I have another question though. After taking out the broom and dustbin from the closet, leave a sign after seeing the condition of the classroom. Is this classroom always in such a mess?
也不是每天都这样。
Continue sweeping as she answered my question. I can feel my head spinning. There were packs of leftover snacks and used scratch paper everywhere. Someone even spit out their second gum and left it on the floor. That's disgusting. It's not just that it takes a lot of effort to clean everything up, but the scene seems so familiar.
如果
And without you, Star tries hard to catch the chewing gum away. I can hear her mutter in a soft voice.
如果你嫌太脏不想做的话，先走也没事。
No, that's why I'm thinking at all. I'm mainly a jack. Think of the conversation I have in the class monitor. Does the washer change every month?
不会，一旦确定了，
Uh,
就一直是搭档了。
I didn't know that. But then again, though, I didn't know the wash though. I mustn't think about the wash though, but that makes sense. Plot and all that. Oh, then who was with you before? I'm not sure if she's just too focused on chewing gum in front of me, or if she even at all. After a long pause, when now you suddenly seems to remember my question, answers me.
我之前是一个人值日，
Oh. I opened my mouth but forcefully swallowed back the words that were about to come out. I decided not to continue this conversation. After I arrived home, I spotted Dad who really comes home. But I guess what? I can guess why. Even though we don't speak much, scores is a big deal. As I expected, after we both silently finished our takeout meal, Dad comes over and knocks on my door. Rocky, are you doing? Get used to the new school? It's the same class as the old one. There's not much difference. I fake calmness and give him a smile. I feel like there's anything you're not used to. Even if you want to tell the teacher, you can come and talk to me. So why? It's just school. What? And in front of me isn't used to having such conversation. He takes out a pack of cigarettes. He catches my eyes and puts them back into his pocket, realizing he's still in my room. I lay out a sign seeing this. Just ask if you have any questions. Any issues at school? It's like he just asked me the same question a while ago. Even though it might sound vague, we both know what it really means. Someone who has an issue a vague question like that because very obvious. I recall everything that happened today. The girl who was criminally rude to help her son and pick up the garbage after school. Even the class teacher's attitude bothers me a lot. But no way she are. I even squeeze out a smile. Teacher's taking good care of me, and my classmates are really. That's good. He gives a deep sigh of relief, but immediately switches to a guilty expression. Okay, I'll be away on the job tomorrow. I wasn't planning to leave at a time like this, but this is a client that I've been following up for a while, that's why. Yeah, just go do your job. I can take care of myself. If there's any problem, just tell me, right? Right. Give him an arm. He doesn't look fully eased when he leaves. Look at Dean's even will turn out a bit of sacrifice. If there's an issue, then I just have to overcome it. If I can't solve such a minor problem, then I'm not only be disappointed myself, but to my father who worked so hard. There will always be a way. Time to collect your homework. Just before safe study begin, a group teacher for each subject comes. Those that are wasting the carpet at home always need to finish soon. I still glance shows my name is C. I expected out his hair. She's never. But I can see she already has her homework. But the collectors only need to come over and take it. Wonder how early she comes to school, just not the bump between one class. Really, just give me some more time. And not surprisingly, this has become a gathering place for still copying answers. Line up all homework like that is just asking for people to copy it. Gosh, why are there so many steps for that last question? Oh, forget it, I'm not copying it. Did you do your math homework? Of course I have. If not, why is someone hitting at you? I lower my voice every time this person asks him a question, as if they don't expect me to actually finish my homework. Alright. After hearing that I've really done my homework, he seems to relax a bit and dashes away with my exercise book. What kind of ridiculous rumors did they hear about me? I can't believe it. As if the moment as if she had planned to come exactly at this moment. That's not why she did plan to come exactly this moment. And that's all I have to announce for today. There's also another thing I need to remind you all. At the end of the school term, the leader from the school board is paying us a visit to the school. She pauses speech and scans across the classroom. I have to spare my imagination, but I feel like his gaze paused on me long. Hope that nobody here will cause any trouble on that day, do you understand? It's like everyone understands. Even though nobody actually responded to her, Miss Ian seems happy to take out science and see us. The class period ends here. He ties up the documents on his desk immediately in the classroom. The classroom returns to his chaotic state right after he leaves, complete based by what the teacher said. Not that I don't want to get myself into trouble. Looks like I'm the one who lied about what Miss Ian said. My period starts to say, realize I didn't bring my math textbook. Strictly speaking, I didn't forget to bring. All my textbooks were left on my school, probably should sit on my desk. If I wanted to, I won't be able to. Is that you? Oh, just haven't walked in and jumps up upon hearing my voice, your whole body shivering. I'm sorry I scared you.
没事。
I lower my voice and continue. Math textbook so we could read together. And Zayu wise. I did textbook. I should just leave it vague for now, as it would take too long to tell the full story.
最好不要做得太明显。
She moves her book a bit towards me. I think luckily I have good vision, even if the textbook is a bit far away, I can see it clearly. Not long after, the math teacher comes save with our exercise books. Subjectively, please hand out everyone's homework. Questions yesterday were a bit challenging, so I'll just go through the questions that many of you got wrong. Oh, right. The math teacher squints. Eyes directly at the girl beside me. And is that you? Upon calling the name, everyone in class immediately. You, stand up. A confused look, she slowly stands up. Why is your homework blank?
什么？
Teacher holds an exercise book and walks over to her, smacking the book onto her desk. You have not done your homework, then say so. What is the meaning of hitting it into a blank exercise book. Just a few pages, but doesn't say what only tightly bite your lips. Why isn't she saying it? Could exercise book is really blank. I remember someone was copying her this morning. She didn't do it. If you don't want to do your math homework, then just don't do it. She just keeps getting when Zayu. Everyone else is just watching. That's what I noticed. A boy who was copying when Zayu's homework this morning is secretly laughing. Something sinister about it. The person beside him is laughing too and whispers something to his ears. Ah, so that's what happened. But do they that far? I only did copy someone else's homework too. I can't help but hold my fist tightly. Choices. This could go both ways, but I don't feel like I should remain silent on the matter. But the problem is, I don't think the teacher will personally. And I'm pretty sure if I did it, I would just get bullied. If it has a beeping noise as the other one, then I don't know which intro. I have no beeping, so I have zero idea. There was usually a distinct noise, so if it has like a high pitched noise, like in military love, you'll be like, oh, that's a good one. Got a more like a buzz sound, that meant bad. I need to resolve this peacefully. I stand up and remind myself to stay calm. I'm not sure if it's because there's rumors about me or if it's just because I'm much older, but the teacher suddenly takes a step back and stand up. What is it? Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to let you know that I saw when Zayu handed me the homework this morning. I'm mistaken whether her question sheets might have fallen out and they were being carried over. Is that so, Wen Zayu?
我记得我做了。
Now teacher looks at me, then back at you. After a while, she waves her hand after she finds the whole situation too overwhelming. Doesn't matter, both of you said done. I'll let you go this time, but next time, please take good care of your own exercise books. And Zayu silently sits back down. I heave a silent relief as I sit back down under the watchful gaze of everyone in the classroom. I shouldn't be doing things like that, trying to stand up to teachers. I'll click my thoughts and turn around to see how Zayu's doing. I suspect she's still holding control of Pokemon, but I noticed that the math textbook we were sharing has now been pushed closer to me. It's even gone past the edge of her desk. I don't know why, but I feel happy now. Well, I'm not used to standing out. Doing something like this once in a while doesn't feel too bad. So good choice, because they're getting closer. When it comes to situations like that, like, I feel like I should remain silent on the matter. At the same time, I feel like if I said what happened, that I would just get in trouble too. Now, that could have consequences and I could get bullied now. Or some people might find me as a target. It might be one of those things where people bully him, but the girl and the guy become romantically attached. But it's also one of those things where something went on in his past, so now they're fearful, so they might not bully him because they're scared. I don't know what happens, obviously, but that might be a thing where like they might be too scared to try to do anything to him, and they might in turn back off when Zayu, because he knows what he's capable of. I don't know what happened. It had to be something. I would say something bad. I might even say something enough to where, well, someone might really got hurt. I wouldn't think died or none, because he would be in jail. But I would say maybe something. He seems to get agitated a little bit easily about certain things, so I feel like he might have snapped and beat somebody up a bull valley, maybe even several people, and then got expelled, or got a choice to volunteer to go to the other school, number 2. Pass by without any troubles. Everyone else in class has already left, eager to get out as soon as possible. I take my time and write down all the homework listed on the blackboard. It's only when everyone else has left that I put away my exercise book. No, I wasn't sure the exercise class ends might be an alternative to avoid the grass. Someone else do not already. If you go for a shot, it will look so obvious, so I decided not to. As I thought, I could see a path leading straight towards the gates, and number of students are walking along the path, chatting and playing with each other. Some are in groups discussing what to do after school. I shouldn't linger here for too long. I turned around and go in the opposite direction. I plan to leave school by a much quieter route. Oh yeah, I realized this. I don't know why I don't do this. Because I can literally edit the audio mid, like doing recording. So I don't know why I don't just do that. Just keep it up all the way. Makes it actually easier to edit. As I went over trouble, I've been exploring the campus. I found some back doors I could use. I feel like we're gonna meet her trying to leave. When? First, I gotta become a really unsociable person. Oh? I noticed something moving inside the flower bed. Oh, it moved again. I looked around and made sure nobody's watching me, as I didn't want anyone to see me act suspiciously. I decided to leap over the shrubs here towards the center of the flower bed. Oh, so it's a little fella. It didn't take much effort to discover who was prowling around in the flower bed. Oh, huh. A black cat dodged me before it rushes me out and extends its claws towards me. Wow, it's got a bad a bad catitude. Looking at the cute animal, I can feel my muscles relax after being on edge for the whole day. But cautiously, the cat does not run away. Normally, strays like this would be cautious towards humans, so I'm definitely close enough to make it feel unsafe. Thus, I put up my guard and look carefully at the black cat. Now I know why he's showing his claws and grinding at me instead of running away. I guess I can't move at all. That's a very thin string tied to one of its back legs. The line is so thin it would be easily overlooked. The end of the string is tied onto one of the shrubs. It's unforgivable. Looks like someone used a kite string and violently pierced the string into a leg. Look closely, the parts where the string is tangled on his leg had a bit of blood seeping out as well. Oh! The black cat continues to struggle, trying to run away from me, but as soon as it moves, the pain causes it to growl even louder. Okay, calm down, Hill. Extend my hand to try to pat her head. Ouch! Like a fearfully extends claws, I was able to evade and a few scratches appear on my. I really shrink my hands back. I think I need to be more careful not to touch it like that. I think for a moment it stared at the kite string in front of me. Should I cut the string first? Oh, I know. I take out the utility knife from my school bag. While they're not scissors, it could do. But if I cut the string now, it would definitely run away. Then I won't be able to move the string that's still inside its leg. But do I need to stay here until it can trust me? Something falls into my head, but it doesn't hurt. What's this? After hitting me and washing the ground, it's a mysterious brown object. I wish my head up. There's nothing but the blue sky. I can feel something standing behind. It appeared. I made it turn around, but before I could take a good look at who's behind me, streets don't just keep hitting my face. I made it turn my guard up and take a step back. Dang! I tripped on something in a flower bed. I tried to give a balance, felt my arms heaving me, but sat forward to the mess. That was embarrassing. I hear a familiar voice above my head. As I look up, I can see her go look at me with a shocked expression on her face. Her hand is holding some cat food. Is that you? Can you ask why you're driving cat food to me? She appears to suddenly remember what she just did. Her face immediately flushed away.
你不要欺负小白。
Snowball. I turned around to look at the black cat, then back to Ben's out you. Then I traced her gaze, which I finally glanced on utility knife from my hands. Oh, this is a huge misunderstanding. He explained. I took away my knife and just towards the cat's back leg.
这是怎么会？
I spent the next couple of minutes explaining to her what happened. She seems to understand. But now she looks even angry.
为什么要做这种事？
Sometimes people only show the true face when like something we supposed to just come out of my mouth without much thought. I mean, I'm sorry, I did you. But he shakes her head bitterly.
没什么，你说的对。
I got carried away. Fortunately, I yet to find something else distracting. And you've met this cat before?
我一直在喂它。它和别的成群结队的野猫不同，小白一直都是独来独往的。
She can relate. Actually, I want to ask, why Snowball?
因为它是只黑猫。
A white cat, you name? Because it's a black cat, that's why you call it Snowball? I don't understand the logic at all.
你有办法帮它解开吗？
I already told you what I'm planning to do. The string is always stuck in the leg. The only way to use a knife is to use a knife to plug it.
会很疼吧？
So the biggest problem here is making sure it doesn't go easy at me. I wish my arms would let her see the scratch on my hand.
只要能让它安静下来就好了吧？
Yeah.
那让我来试试吧。
I knew she would say that. I'll hand it over to you. After that, when Zaya stares at the shrubs, separate her from the flower bed for a long time, but doesn't walk forward. What's
不
wrong?
要紧，
She stares intently at the flower bed in front of her. She looks more determined and plans to pick up her skirt. Hey! I extend my arms to wave away the branches. If your skirt is getting in the way, I can pull you. The shrubs in front of her about the level of my knees. For it's around the height of her upper eyes. Okay, that's pretty high up there. She must be pretty short. It's quite a chance for a goat of her height to leap across, especially when she's wearing a skirt. I didn't notice.
没有。
She hesitantly lifts up my hands. Come on, we need to get this done before sunset. Just so she doesn't get any wrong ideas, once she grabs my hands, I immediately. She must lie than I expected. It didn't take much effort to lift. Just as she leaps over, she nearly falls over and ends up hand pushing against my chest. But that was business, and I better not say anything else.
重吗？
You're very light, you should eat more.
那就好。
What are you planning to do now?
我也不知道，只是和平时一样的话，不知道行不行。
Like what you normally?
嗯。
She walks over to the injured cat. Black cat who was so fearful of me suddenly swaps personalities into presence and raises her ears and I hear.
小白，
It's dope. They keep calling out to each other. Snowball's round and teary eyes stare at the ground. Oh, poor kitty. And when Zaya suddenly leans over on the grass, she carefully picks up Snowball and puts it on the knees. I was surprised by her sudden actions. Not to mention how dirty this place is. To have her skin in grass or a pair of stones, even like me would hesitate for a second.
别怕别怕，小白，让这位哥哥帮你去掉脚上的绳子好不好？他虽然看着挺凶，其实是个好人啊。
Thanks. I knew that was real. Check out my cheating, I forget. So I skillfully cut off the string so it's not attached to the shrubs anymore. This is simple steps. Nobody doesn't seem to mind. Hard part is getting rid of the string that's attached to his feet. As I approach him with a knife, the cat begins to threaten me with pushes me out again. It wakes up if it.
乖，不要紧张。
Turns out you reacts quickly, rubs the cat's back. She keeps speaking to it in a soft-reaching voice after she's speaking to her child. How long after Snowball seems to have forgotten his pain and squeezes his eye. Bad.
没有，只是比较熟而已。
It seems she's a bit embarrassed by her actions just then. Her lips turning red. In a grey hill. I once again turn look at the cat. It's better to get this done swiftly. This cheating knife might not be the best way. It doesn't feel like using the right tool. If I'm not careful, I might cause even more pain.
对了， 你要不要试试这个？
And Zayu seems to have noticed my expression and guessed my concern. She takes out a nail clip bag. It looks really clean and tiny.
用这个会不会比较容易？
Just always carry that wherever they go.
应该大部分女生都会戴的吧。
Is that so? Those are totally different creatures compared to men. Thank you. Using nail clip would probably be better. After taking the clip, I once again tried to grab Snowball's back leg. It only meows quietly and doesn't do anything. It's the first time it hasn't gone wide after I touched it. It gives me the confidence to carry on with the surgery. I brush away the pitch black fur and twist the string. I realize the tight string is pierced deep into its thigh. I have no idea where to begin. Maybe there's another way to. I have an idea. After twisting the path of the string, I finally find the dead. Since you're now over here, it should be easy to push the clippers in.
拿得下来吗？
Shouldn't be a problem. I take a deep breath to focus and lightly pluck the string with. Once I confirm there's no danger of cutting away any of the skin, see if you cut away the string causing so much anguish to poke at.
这样就
It's not over yet. Done yet. I focus on the cut on her legs and slowly pull the string out. Must be really Snowball. Cat only shivers a bit while pulling the string out. He seems to be really calm and doesn't get much of a reaction. Finally, I take out a pack of cotton swabs, no way laced with. So I use some to disinfect the cut, then wrap it away with surgical cloth before finally letting the cat go. It should be fine. Take a long sign of relief and no stick straight using out from my
你
forehead.
们男生都会带这样的东西吗？
I was just playing with the cotton swab surgical cloth to find her gaze at them closely. Probably only. I murmured to her, only vague response, as I don't want to explain it.
这样啊，
It's an axe portal. Close your head, lightly pound Snowball. After completing my taxes, I have no idea what to do.
对不起，
Oh? Just the silence between us was getting awkward. She suddenly apologized. It feels like deja vu.
就是刚才拿猫粮砸你的事情。
That's not. It was really misunderstood. My head's alright. It won't crack because of some cat food.
还有早上的事情，谢谢你帮我说话。
Oh, I was just saying what I saw, nothing else. Rose seems to be more proactive than she was in the classroom. She intentionally hiding away from herself. She looked like a stone statue in the classroom, as if she was trying to make herself invisible. I started to worry about her mental. Good day, you just line up all your homework. Surely this is the first time something like this has happened. Oh, bitch, my still. So, Mike, compared to that, do you have any idea something like that to pull at?
会从这个地方走的人不多，不过
Instead, Zayu seems to have suddenly realized something. She gives me a snow look. Seeing her like that camp sign. I haven't a clue where they moved somewhere, say, not safe for me. So I seems to have understood my words. It keeps pulling out her while she pushes forward. Looks like the cut wasn't too serious. A black cat swiftly leaps into a bush and veers outside. Has that cat always been like that? And Zhao Yu, I'm just gonna say when, because I'm getting tired of saying her last name. Like, you don't have to constantly say her last name. Pats her skull, dies, and Eric gets up. She's not too worried about the cat's injuries anymore. It's because she trusts it to look after herself or simply intuition. Let's go, then, so really. But I thought that I would need to help her again. Instead, she just swiftly by far side, barely had a half extended arm.
你先走吧。
Is there anything else you needed?
一起走的话，会被看到。
So, she sat silently for a while before finally grasping her meaning. It's not because she's scared of it. It's a wall. I keep repeating Fine, I can feel a sense of bitterness in them. Bye.
这样就好。
After returning home, I drove my school back to a corner and touched myself to bed. It's turning out just like before. I had to scream out loud so I can get a moment. Somehow, this is my choice. I just want to be a good student. I won't open and hide myself under the pillow. I can feel my chest aching from the pressure I've been suffering. It's not too late to get away from all this. The thing that comes to mind is escape. Escape as far as I can. It's like an instinct, like it's an dangerous head. But can't really do that. If I do, between me and vices that despise so much. Such my brain. Officer Sheen, that's not good. I figure it's my dad calling to check up on me. However, after looking at the screen, I immediately God, it's today. It's the day that comes to remind me of all these of the past. I have no right to refuse this call. Hey, gentle female. Hey, Rocky, you didn't call me and say, don't tell me you forgot what's supposed to be out in the hearts today. I tell you not to call me. Ah, I thought that would make us closer. Doesn't matter, say what you like. So, according to procedure, I have to make this statement. Just that the officer and close the door and speaks in form of. The following phone call will be recorded. Please pay attention to say that by the hearts. I stand outside the classroom for 2-5 and I see Wayne walking out with forehead lowered. He said no.
他们说不见。
Even if you wait until the fence clean it up, or shakes your head. I understand. One day I was supposed to clean up the classroom. We discovered that all the cleaning was damaged. I didn't try to pain is that no one in the school would let me. Projected so blood, someone must have warned me. Some did look uneasy when they rejected our request, but everyone easy we were left to the wayside. Standing from my point of view, whether or not they feel guilty doesn't make a big difference to us.
现在怎么办？
Should we? Doesn't matter, it's none. Sure, I tried asking him. I merely swallowed the suspicious back before I could say it aloud. And the students who were hesitating see me, maybe they'd be threatened enough to say yes. But I don't want to use my reputation to make things more convenient for myself. It would just make me even more uncomfortable. I shake away those thoughts from my head. Maybe it's because I just can't stand that kind of behavior. Maybe we could try to find clean equipment elsewhere. If there's really no other way, we'll try asking the classroom.
别的地方。
Besides the classrooms, we also need cleaning equipment.
是学校的清洁。
Right, but I can't guarantee that they'll still be here. Besides, we don't even know where they'll store their cleaning equipment. Then what should we do? We should ask someone who might know.
那个，我知道。
Oh? I look at the girl curious. I need to confirm what she just said. No way the janitor's don't replace their clinic.
学校里的每一个角落，我差不多都去过。
That's so. I guess she just discovered it while roaming around the school campus. But it shouldn't come as a surprise. She was able to find a place that normally closed off, like the entrance to the rooftop. But I have no idea. When she started exploring school, she must have been through a lot to become like this. Let's go then. I follow Wayne as we pace quickly down the stairs to the first floor. There's a narrow staircase leading to a room in the basement. Let's see, it looks like it's locked. I tried to turn the knob, but it won't budge. Looks like Aunt Jane will make sure she locks the door. It doesn't seem like there's any way for us to open it. Are you sure this is the right place?
应该没有错。
The thing we're looking for is right under our nose, but we can't get to it. I should expect this. Let's go. We can ask the upper classroom to lend it to us. As I turn around, planning to leave, Wednesday's forced in place. What's wrong? She's giving off a strange vibe, sinking deep into her own thoughts. Her eyes are glistening in a way they never had before.
那里，不行吗？
Hey God. If that door is directly behind them, or they just climb up to the vent. If that's the door I'm thinking of. I follow the gaze and look towards the area above the door for him. There's an air duct above the door, yep. I had a feeling, because there's just white. I didn't notice it before, I didn't really pay attention, but when I noticed it, it's just white there, and it opens. Oh, you mean that? It was a bit wider than we might have. Oh, than we might have a way, but since it's so small, Fuck 5% I already realized what she's thinking, and I wish my eyeballs. I mean, I'm only saying, if that's not what you were thinking, then let's just forget about it. But tell me you want to go up there by yourself, do you? Yes, the hole might be too narrow for me to pass through, but not for Win. She's smart enough that it won't even be hard for her at all. That's great, scared me good. The good one, go on, thought you will. Huh?
这个高度，我一个人上不去，你帮我才可以。
Don't look at her skirt, but don't look at her pennies. I cover my face and look at her through the gaps between my fingers. Her eyes are glittering like Simpsons. The most straightforward way is to ask that classmates to lend their equipment to us, but seeing that hopeful gleam in their eyes, there's no way I could refuse requests. Could it be she's not the quiet and timid girl I'm imagining her to be? Safety first. This is the first time I see her being with spirit. I'm not sure if this is a good thing or not. I turn my head around to make sure nobody can see us. After all, what we're doing is definitely against scores. Fortunately, all the students that are in the spirit have long since left the school. The only students left are preparing for the public exams. We're all in a night building. This is the best time for us. We should be able to lock this door from the inside. After getting in, just make sure you find a safe landing spot. Don't go too hard on yourself. And if you're having trouble, you must let me know, okay?
我明白了。
So when you go up, just stand on my shoulders. When I lift you up, remember to hold on to the door so you don't lose your balance. She looks at me in panic.
踩在你肩膀上吗？
Boys,
还要穿着鞋子。
why are you worrying about things like this? My clothes might get dirty, but you don't wear your shoes. You could hurt your feet when you lay on the other side.
可是。
She looks at me with a full face and looks out to the van. Finally, she leans forward and whispers something to my ears. Now it's my turn to blush. I guess that'll work. At this height, it's reachable. Why she whisper? But I scratch my head, my face burning hot like a blaze of fire. Wouldn't that posture trouble you? Or is she gonna grab her by the hips and lift her up or something? I thought we choose a suitable word to make my point, but Win just formally shakes her head and gives me a determined look.
没关系的。
I wouldn't believe her if she wasn't blushing so hard. I would have, but if she thinks it's fine, then I should respect her choice. My words are plain of having to step on my shoulders was a bit dangerous anyway. My shoulders might be broad, but they're not flat. I'm worried she might lose her balance and fall over when I try to lift her up. Then, alright. I have to admit, her plan is the safer option. Also, I don't want to drag this out any longer. I crouch down with my back against the wall. Oh, is he going to pick her up? I guess pick it back wide or whatever? Come. Ren looks a bit nervous as she walks over. As she does, all I can see is in front of me, all her slender thighs. Okay. Wrapped in black silk stockings that totally accompany my field of vision. I can't see why she looks anxious even though she was determined just a while ago. After all, what we're doing next would be considered sexual harassment if I didn't ask for consent beforehand. I was thinking about it, crushing my throat to dry up.
什么？
Oh. Oops, just staring at her had me totally entranced. Her slender and well-defined thighs all laying no linked away, pushing starting to stick definitely which I couldn't look away from. I mean, equality, I see. I can't go on like this, I must calm down, I must. Are you ready? I'm going for it. I take a deep breath to calm down my pounding heart, which feels like it's going to burst out of my chest. I should act like a gentleman. I keep reminding myself I do my best to maintain a poker face. Finally, I wash ahead towards the pair of thighs in front of me. When reflexively takes a step back.
这是条件反射。
Oh, I scratch my face. I try you understand.
再来一次。
she comes forward again. In order to not let her course separate, I instantly move ahead of the bushel. At first, her body savage, but gradually softens as she relaxes her muzzle on my embrace. I tie my grip on her knees to confirm that I've got my arms locked in. I want to remind myself to stay calm. I ignore her fresh scent, and the touch of her stock gets rubbing against my palms and my nose. I can only be thankful that we're unable to see each other's face in this position. I'm going to lift you now, up now. After getting confirmation from above, I tighten my grip on her legs and take a few deep breaths. Finally, I straighten my legs and lift her up in one continuous movement. Alright, can you reach it? Wait! Then what have we do? As a question of I take a minute to this moment to respire and relax my arms. Then I instantly move my hands towards the soles of her shoes to support her. So this time I keep warning myself to never raise my head. Doing so would just be taking advantage of her. And she went to heaven. The weight of my paws is gradually lying. I can hear her panting above my head. After a while, I raise my head up to find her all the way halfway to the hole. She's acting quicker than I ever imagined. Be careful, don't get hurt. Brain turns around and gives me a firm nod. Face is flushed with redness. I suspect it's not only because of embarrassment but also from excitement as well. She looks around to find a spot where she could land on her feet. If you don't think it's safe, you can come back over to this side. I can feel my heart beating in my chest. I'm more nervous than climbing in myself. I can't help but sweat. She sees I find a spot to jump down. She relaxes her hands and disappears to the hole. I can hear a cry from the other side of the door. I feel a chill run down my spine. Hey, are you alright? Reaction. I got a feeling it's just gonna be something small and not bad at all. And then she just like got scared about something or was too dark or something like that. I couldn't bear the silence for any longer. Second longer, I walk over to the door with anxiety written on my face. Just when I was about to pound the door, I suddenly hear a click inside of the door and I was just turning.
我没事，刚才只是没站稳而已。
Are you hurt? She hides behind the door and kneeling over to rub her in because she hides her face under her bangs.
没事的，已经不痛了。
After that, we borrowed the cleaning equipment from the storage room and finished cleaning up the classroom without any more incidents. The only thing is, all the cleaning equipment in our classroom has been damaged. I couldn't help but put on a troubled face after realizing this. But I guess we needed to take the teacher.
可是，怎么跟老师解释呢？
See what that is. It's up to him to believe it or not.
老师会怎么想呢？
I don't know, but if we don't say anything, whoever's doing the cleaning tomorrow won't hesitate to blame it all on us. She seems somewhat hesitant. Her anxiety is lingering all over the place. Oh, her face. My bad. Don't worry, I'll go and tell the teacher. You don't have to come with me.
可是，这样的话，
I'm not afraid. I dropped whatever she was planning to say. I know she's afraid. She's concerned that she'll suffer even worse treatment if we tell the class teacher what had happened. To be honest, I'm worried myself. I fear the deans will get even more complicated and we'll just end up just like the way it was before. But for now, I couldn't do what I think is right. If something's damaged, we'll report to the teacher. There's no either to otherwise, no second guessing. Only we'll report it as it is. That's all we should do. I don't think anyone would give me any trouble to give the rumors about me.
谢谢你。
This is also for myself. I shrug. Hurry your room, I'll return everything.
对了，那储物间的锁怎么办？
Don't worry, tomorrow any Jenny will just think she forgot to lock the door. I carry all the cleaning equipment back to the first floor and return to the rightful place. Then I close the door, everything looks like the same as before. Hopefully tomorrow's Jenny will all Sherlock Holmes unlocked. But come to think of it, she's got some nerves. Jump down for such a height, even I don't think I'd be able to do that without getting hurt. Okay, there we go. I just maybe many dots, or I just couldn't get it to go to the next Xbox. And as I press along the usual path that leads out to Scar's bar for me to shout from afar. Why is she still at school? Just when I want to shout, I suddenly realize there's something wrong with the way she.
好像真的扭到了。
So she really did hurt herself. The girl who was just walking normally a while ago is now constantly leaning towards her left, dragging her right foot along.
今天就打车回去吧。
I bite my lip and suddenly gaze as she walks away.
我是不是还是对他说一声比较好啊？
I scream with my hands across the bedside from my phone. I swipe the phone so I lock it and read the numbers appearing on the screen. Wonder who that is, unless it's just a random wallpaper he found. It reads 138. I confirm once again to make sure I didn't misread it. I've been lying in bed for nearly an hour and I still can't sleep. The reason I can't sleep is because from my closed my eyes I can see a girl dragging her feet. Truth be told, she had totally tricked me into believing she was alright. I'm not an honest-driven guy, but how she had managed to disguise her pain and hide it away from me is on another level. I can feel my head blowing up. I can't go on like this. I still have to go to school tomorrow. I should read some parts from my math textbook to make me go to sleep.
你看起来脸色很差。
I couldn't sleep. I didn't want to talk about it. Holding a bit of cat food, I lay my hand outstretched towards Snowball. Aww. Are they actually in the classroom now with Snowball? Originally, I just wanted to pay visits to little Philly during lunchtime. However, after responding to Snowball, it led me all the way to when as it could read my mind. When I got there, I saw a cat bed made from cardboard placed on the floor below the rooftop. That's when I realized this new home that went up prepared for Snowball. Oh wow, I still have to go and speak to the class teacher about what happened with the brooms. I've been catching up on my sleep between classes. After calling the reason I couldn't sleep, I still couldn't show my leg.
只是课间。上课的时候，你也撑着脑袋在睡觉吧？
we both really speak to each other in class, but it looks like she's been quietly absorbing me the whole time. I couldn't laugh to hide my embarrassment.
压力很大吗？
Yep. Because the reason why I came to school, I just said what was on my mind. I see her drooping her head down and realize she's misunderstood me. This reason I'm talking about isn't related to me reporting to the teacher. She raises her head to look at me again. I immediately gaze away from her right leg. What is it? I don't know why, but I feel a bit
但
guilty.
是你确实有很大压力，对吧？
I guess so. She paused silent for a while and sinks deep into thought. Her hand gently rub it. My stomach's back. I'm gonna drink a water real quick. I don't need it, but I feel like I got something stuck in my throat. Every time the music kind of fades like that, I think it's a serious moment. It turns, it's not.
如果看我的腿能让你解压的话，
Huh? What?
那我也不是很介意。
That came off. She got some nice legs. Not gonna lie, but like that. Her voice gradually lowers, but I can see her face putting. What? No, you're misunderstanding. I'm staring at the cat. I snowball! I shriek out with bitch and punch a lazy cat wishing on to die, like I'd take the point to a subject. Snowball is comfortably being patted by wind. Lazy stretches himself, shakes his head and gets me an eye roll, then it makes a quick leap for wind. Nap. Looks like it's going to take a nap. I was sure if I had walked over to the cat bed. Snowball stretches the cloth has already been removed. There's no hint that I was ever injured at all. And my stool recover really. Looks like she's pouting. It looks like she's bad. She not like that, Enzo. Besides me, I can hear another type of voice reaching my ears. Are you feeling all well?
你想去天台吗？
Huh? I finished upon hearing a reply. It seemed totally unrelated to my question, so it took me some time to react. You mean the rooftop at the school?
是的，
Oh. Seems very determined, like she's about to make a huge decision. All I can do is follow her mood on agreement. However, questions keep flooding my mind. I can vividly recall the time when I intruded into that place. She looked so shocked and hoped back then. How she survived me to come before?
那走吧，
I really go up there?
也没什么不可以的。本来那也不是我私有的地方。
Oh,
还有上次的事情，我希望你忘掉。
she's proud again. But this time it's more, I see why though. She has her back towards me, although her eyes didn't mean I could tell what she's performing. After all, where we're standing now is the same place where she was quiet back then. So I decided to say in an exaggerated tone. That's what happened. Here, I don't remember a single thing. Even though she was the one who mentioned it during cleaning, it seems that she was still feels very embarrassed about it. Maybe I'll have those moments where we want to go back in time and wipe away everything that happened. In a silent admission, or could she not think of anything to say, she ignores my act and walks over to the half-broken door. She walks routinely forward. It seems her energies aren't that serious, I feel relieved. I'm surprised that she invited me to rooftop, that's all there is to it. I never thought I would feel so awful. In fact, I feel a bit happy. I feel like she does have the feelings for him away though. But in a lot of novels, it doesn't feel justified. It feels off when a girl likes a guy, because sometimes he just doesn't feel like there's any motivation. But there is a motivation in this one, I can tell. Mostly for the fact that one, you know, Shimo is probably the only guy that has been nice to her, only person. As far as I know, she has no friends or not a single one. She's just alone. But those two talk. So and he's helped her on countless occasions. So I feel like love blossoms. Passing through the narrow stairway, reach rooftop. It's the second time up here to appreciate the scenery. It feels so refreshing. It's as if my eyes have become a fish eye lens. I can see the sky is standing out indefinitely until it touches the blue by edges, and I realize I've reached the limit of my vision.
怎么样？
This is a really marvelous place.
我第一次上来的时候，就喜欢上了这个地方。
Turns out you close your eyes, it seems to be recalling the memory stars sweeping up sweeping by with the wind. Jesus, I can't say that.
后来心情不好的时候，我就会来这里，不会被别人打扰，一个人待着。这里是我的秘密基地。
This time I was here, I didn't have time to observe the sky, but if I stare long enough, I can feel myself becoming weightless. It's like floating in mid-air. The feeling is incredible. I can feel my body becoming as light as a feather. Now I understand why she brought me uphill. I told her I feel stressed. The native genius of hers is up my chest ever so slightly. Thank you, I feel much better now. When places her hands behind my back and passes leisurely towards the edge of the room.
以后心情不好的时候，就来这里待一会儿吧。
Why we bother you?
只是聊聊天的话，没关系。其实我也不是一直都在的。
Something teases me a bit.
所以你也不要觉得到这里就是来找我的。
I'm a bit confused by the sense she's admitted him, but I still don't my head. But grassroots goes at this place.
那个不是草，
When twisted my gaze in her lips.
那个是比我还早来到这个天台的前辈，蒲公英。
Then like seeds can reach up here? Or not, but the light shakes her head.
他不应该在这里，但也没有别的选择了。
That's so. Just a breeze sweeps by. thin lines which are indistinguishable from grass any shade in the wind. He stares at the inner lines as silent pillar.
等会儿要一起回教室吗？
Yeah? I pushed on spot. Wait, I didn't. Save. Luckily, I think I misheard that. Hang on. Okay, that's what I thought she said. I had to re-reliate that. I feel like him right here. I had to like double think. I was like, wait, did she say? Like, I was just kind of reading it, and then I just like passed it. I was like, wait, she didn't say what I think she said, because I didn't think. So I'm going to say yes, because I'm pretty sure if I do that, she'll just choose one again. Of course, let's go together. I burst out without thinking. Probably shouldn't act like strangers at this point. I act. Wayne seems to have lifted a burden from her chest. She offers me a smile I've never seen before. It's a moment where I find myself choosing.
我们走吧。
Bad feelings. Oh, I steal my gaze away all the way to look over like a guilty child. Let's go. Stagger as I walk along with. There's a strange mood in the air as we both appear at the classroom. Father came on my eyes is only. After lunchtime, I watched towards the teacher's room during class break. It's the place, right? As soon as I arrive at the teacher's room, I hesitate. I've only been here once before. I still recall what happened the last time I was here. That's why I still vividly remember the chat having my class teacher for the first time I came to the school. I really don't want to speak to that guy. But the door opened by itself. Funny me is the middle-aged guy. He's also caught by surprise. Shimiru, are you here to see me? I'm not prepared for this. I can't help but panic. Yes. If I confess, I really require something. So, the class teacher isn't the only person of us. Beside him is a student with flaxen hair. I remember him. He's one of the most popular students in that class. Every time there are class breaks, many people go over the chat room. However, with flaxen hair might not be that obvious. Does the school allow students to dye their hair? White flaxen hair. Wow, oh wow, okay. Speak return to your class. Don't forget to tell your father. May only nods to me and then speaks to the student besides me and says smile. I know, I'm leaving. Surprised by how much annoyance the student is outwardly showing, but Mr. Yin doesn't seem to mind at all. After speaking to Mr. Yin, the student looked at me for a short while, but once I turned around to gaze towards him, his real just turns around to say it. Is there something you need? Oh, so here's the thing. Yesterday when there was time to do I found that other boots have been damaged. All of them? Yes, that's why I'm here to message waste inside us. Did it? I don't know, it was like that right after school. The students who are doing the day before saying it? No? You have any ideas yourself? The question sounds similar to the first question you asked, but I can sense there's a slight difference. Not sure. Why did it happen while you were on duty? They have no clue? On those one days I take a deep breath. I recall yesterday, remember how that little girl was dragging her feet while exiting the school gate. Which I don't want shouldn't say keep flooding to her mind. I can feel my eyes burning as if red hot steel is engraved inside. My vision's become. You should know that wind is on duty. I clenched my face, reminding myself not to shout at the person in front of me. You should know exactly what is happening because you should know how to treat her. Oh no, can you tell me what happened? Class teacher looked at me with a new genuine expression. I don't know the exact situation, as nobody told me she's been bullied. I always thought Wayne was just unsociable. That's why she's having to mix in with the class. Sociable? Strip away the interest in the XX books and do all the garbage on the floor she's on doing this and even broke apart the broom. These are the only ones I know of. How about the other ones? How about the other things I'm on the road? The class teacher really never knows what's happening? Like that really happened? Stunned with his mouth wide open. No one ever told me about that. Tough. Seems to be scared by my son and you. His shoulders smiley shiver. Keep protected than I will. What do you mean by that? I warn you, don't do anything rash. I know him, turn away with my fist clenched slightly. I will protect you with everything I have. I returned home when my emotions went high. I never to say it down. It seems just for the weak excited. So it's hard to tell, but I feel like I wonder. He said things were kind of going down the same path. So did he have a crush like that? You saw that girl on his phone, right? What if maybe it was just a normal wallpaper, but what if that was his old girlfriend? Maybe he got in love with somebody and somebody did something to her and he snapped. AKA he getting transferred to another school, never seen her, and then now he seems to be going along that same path. I'm the only person she can rely on. I'm the hero she deserves. I recall the smile she had at the rooftop. I can feel my heart beating fast. After experiencing the moment where I was persuaded to quit school transfer, there was a time when I was totally lost on the city's future. Now I do not need to hesitate anymore. Me and her cannot be chalked up to coincidence. We are bound by destiny. I truly believe that. Kinda cocky on that one, Bo. Morning. When I first see since up, I noticed a new map behind her. I also left all my X books on my desk. I look at curiosity struck my shoulders. Instead of standing in that classroom, which only makes me see why I stay by her side.
我当初这么做可是犹豫了很久的。
What was there to hesitate about? Staying there was so suffocating.
我是怕给收作业的同学添麻烦。
I'm at a loss for words to shake my head. I don't think there's need to kill about what other people do. Think of it. Didn't you see the message I sent you after that?
那个是我昨天在街上给小白买吃的。
Is that so? I feel relieved and I thought she was annoyed at me for sending so many messages to her. She asked me to come with you next time. After all, I like the cat as well. And slightly tips your head.
不用了。是有家人陪我一起，所以不是很方便。
Oh, I see. I rub my nose and feel a bit embarrassed. It's too early to meet the parents I get. You. Whoa. Okay. I'm sorry. After that one academy mess again, I feel like he's throwing the ball. They're not even boyfriend or girlfriend yet. They have not mentioned it at all. So like, I mean, it could probably go that way, but like, I feel like he's changing slightly, and I don't like it. Just gonna say, I feel like she's supposed to be this nice guy, but I mean, you're not even sure she has the same feelings. I'm assuming she probably does, but like, you're not really sure. She could reject you, bro. Then you brought that's just Israel.
那个是野餐部的，因为你之前不是说想要一个可以休息的地方。
Thank you, Mac. Oh, that's nice. Just as I'm about to walk over to take a close Mac, I suddenly feel a chill down my spine. It's like an electric shock. I feel to pin in my body. Something's wrong. And my senses forced me to take a step back. I rush over to the staircase. At the same time, I can hear footsteps echo from. I see someone with a flaxen rush down and leave the scene.
怎么了？
There's smeared cigarettes I sent, which is never picked on the rooftop. The scent of nicotine slowly or virtually mixing with the air, like mud dropping into a clear. Just gonna say this up. Just gonna think smoked. Dang. Lost in my confusion, I sensed something bad about to happen. All remains calm for the next few days. I thought it would become a target after our meeting at the rooftop was exposed. Surprised to see nothing out of the ordinary has happened to now. However, it's these days that are so eerily quiet that put me at as if there's a huge beast crouching in waiting to leap unexpectedly. Even though I find myself of such scenes, I can't help but sense of fear. While in class, I can hear whispers around me, like silent curses ways against me. The moment I focus on listening, it brings out range. as if there was an invisible sticky liquid now spreading through the wine and transforming into a disgusting stench. Brandon's phone suddenly begins to vibrate on the desk. First, she raises her eyebrows and ignores it. The vibration becomes more intense and keeps vibrating on. Something's happening. Looks at where the teacher is heading. The kid takes out her phone. As she looks at what's on the screen, her whole body freezes. I can't see what she's looking at from my angle, but for her to risk getting discovered by a teacher, it must be something big. I feel like she'll be something snowball. She grinds her teeth. It looks as if she switched off the phone. The bad must happen. What could? I can feel irritation. Getting on my nose. Just what has happened? Oh, maybe I can find some clue in that place. I just need to take out my phone. The app card pinned. It's the most popular social network for high school students. Anything that's happened in school, gossip and stuff will be posted here for everyone to see. Because of some reasons I haven't used it in a while. After entering the forums for number 2, I immediately see the title for the most popular post. What's this? I can't wait. Did he really punch a guy and see him flying up to the second floor? Is someone actually believes in this? But now I understand why things about me seem to spread quick. I hit in my head and swiped the screen. I didn't see the second most popular. Looks like I was right. The Ty, who's that? Sure knows how to have fun. After tapping, I can see if before taking my smartphone. It's a series of that for me. But the phone contains something I've never seen before. If I saw what it is, I knew what they were, but instantly rushes to my brain. I'm under control myself, holding my silently. I strap down again. It's a photo of Win side face. The photo shows her speaking to someone. I know that person behind the corner to me. It's not hard to imagine what kind of message Win is not receiving on that has to stop vibrating since. Face saw a pale line on her desk. She didn't wash her head up throughout the whole class session. And she immediately disappears after class. Today, I'm sure she didn't go up. I returned home. I casually finished my homework, lying in the bed, doing the vault mansion. I knew it was coming. I had a hunch that eventually someone would discover us up on that rooftop. My didn't expect was to be exposed to the two. I said, and Mrs. Went straight after school. I took a while to spy. She only said, "Don't worry. I cannot help." I was actually a little bit though. I was able to protect her. I feel incredibly guilty. My mind awash with regret. I said I was going to protect her, but I was careless. I didn't even notice that we were being watched. I realized earlier about the person who was spying on us at the stairs that might have prevented spread out. I need to think of a way to make it. I stay up all night to think of what I could do with it. I get any sleep. Next day when I'm out school, I feel very drowsy. The teacher chores and doors and rooftops will be locked due to safety concerns. After cuts at the store, decision from the school is to be expected. There's no change of expression on when face as if she expected this to happen. The class teacher probably had a shower for this. When leaves the classroom at a quicker pace than usual, but today a group of boys are standing outside the window chatting with each other. Oh no. She's getting like hardcore bullied now. She takes a few steps back. Oh wait, I just realized she must gonna notice this. Yobi has noticed this. I think he's gonna snap. I think he's gonna do something very bad because I can tell he has major anger issues. And part of me thinks that's why he doesn't get bullied as much. Because they're afraid of him. But Wen doesn't do nothing about it, so she just takes it. She takes a few steps back and lowers her head, but as she turns around, she sees that the ghosts are standing at the front door, defending the door, chatting happily. This isn't quick. Oh, all by 6 since I realized something's wrong. This is a dead end for her. Very quickly, she has lost all her escape routes and stay surrounded. Why are you in a hurry, young lady? I couldn't make out who's using that word of consent to order that sentence. She even emphasized on the word lady. The crowd pushes to a series of laughs. It's a toilet going on the rooftop. The crowd once again pushes laughter. Even the students that didn't participate in blockaded who are laughing at the seats. I can feel my head spinning, as if all my blood is rushing towards my head. Galaxies have spin swept away in an instant. What comes after is a wave of fire igniting with me. My door is calling out for me to feel my sense of justice. As I do, a countless edge from my body, I pant heavily, stand up. Hey! I haven't even noticed that I've dived into the crowd. That room about me should be enough to make a shiver, not to mention it's partially true. The guy who I just patted on the back immediately shrink away and back away to the opposite side of the room. I should have seen the ghost of broad daylight. Out of the way! I lay out a low grunt, the crowd near me. He steps back, no one says a word, the house is silent. The man seems to have shied away from me. Oh, Prince Charming is coming to rescue his princess. I heard the voice of the lead echoing behind me. It's a guy with flaxen hair. A sensitive figure in this class. No wonder they managed to get the whole class to do the such stupid thing. Wait. Flaxen hair. Oh my eyes, I can't believe it took me so long to realize this. It's you. But, especially me, you prick. My vision goes blurry. While he was spying on the rooftop, that was you. The arteries on the back of my brain kept pumping and leaping. My neck is thickening like solidified cement. Someone tried to pull me back, but no one can stop me now. Whatever it was me, let me warn you. And that last continues I hear from him. The arteries entwined my brain have all burst out like fireworks. He's spreading out over. Seeing me fighting me turns crimson to fight me. That's why I came to the conclusion that I'm not injured anyone, but I'm only dealing with chicks. I can hear discontinued cries piercing bounce on the sands. Cries echo like it must fall. Foreign colors are fighting me, a gradually painted white tree. This stick has all but disappeared. Lightness makes me want to, like why I didn't like. I just want to fly with my without country. Right, that's a fair. Why have I been trying to hold back for so long? Eye for an eye. I'll let these a-holes know to put at the bottom of the food chain. I'll make them never again dare to act like this again. That's the only right thing. I feel like he killed him. I let go, blood dripping onto the floor, edge of the chair. Oh, a few pieces scattered across. And next to the face had to the break. A vacuum for around me. Everyone stepped away from me. There's a crowd for me outside the classroom. I take a deep breath, long breath. Of course I know what happened. Even though I momentarily blinded my way, it's a trace of blood different object. She heavily flooded me to remind me what I had done. The boy on the floor swimming the pool of blood, his flexion hair now dyed and wet. I distinguished from his pleas, but no kidding. And Zayu. I turned around to face the only girl and I walked away. She's also the last person who tried to stop me from coming. Like a skilled little cat, her whole body shivers and she takes a few steps back. She's been by what just happened. What are you gonna think? Why are you looking? Why are you walking away from me? It's for you.
别过来！你终于露出了自己的真面目。传闻果然是真的，你们都是一样的。
Oh please, let me explain. What have you done? I confess my senses, the class teacher is trailed along by a few school guards all rushing to the crime scene. Chin, what has happened to you? I did. Zayu, what? A strong force hits me my back. Before I have a chance to defend myself, I'm already being pushed to the floor by two bulky security guards. Let go of me. How am I going to explain this to your father, Shin? Go with me. I said to the girl who was shrunken towards. I used all my energy to try and get her to explain. Right, you. Middle-aged man shouts at me like a madman. Even the guards are looking at each other, not knowing. Don't you understand? If you don't understand, then let me teach you. Tongue. Someone didn't. It's the back of my head. I don't know what happened. My forehead hits on the ground and my words start to spin. Before pain could even reach me, I already feel my conscience slowly drift. Man, Zayu. Boy once again becomes black. The wait a minute. That's how it. No, no. I know there's multiple instances, definitely, but picked good. Sure, I not got too. Oh, what? Maybe I shouldn't got too close to her. Maybe that was a bad thing. Maybe I should have stayed back. I got too close to her, so when. Okay, okay. I thought that's how the story was going, but no. I think I got the bad ending. I think I honestly just got the bad ending. Okay, so it's about 2 to 3 hour novel. My guess is I mean the picture remains, but I'm guessing it might be 3 hours if you get the good ending. It's a lot of CGs I miss. Now we have all these, and I did make one scene that might have changed it. I think. Well, I should have not went before maybe and went to class. I think that was the leading factor that caused me to miss this. So I'm gonna have to change that. So for episode 3, as I'm pretty sure right now, at the end, since episode 3, tomorrow on episode 4, I will continue with it and try to get the other ending. At least the good ending. I'm not worried about getting all the endings. I just want the good. Right here is where I think I messed up. I think what I need to do is just be dotted. Probably mean I would go by myself. That means we would be close, but like it wouldn't be good to be seen together. And then that turn might make it to where I don't get that kind of feeling. And it's also possible I might not go to the rooftop or get caught. So I don't know, it might make it like that. There's also a choice here where if I choose not to defend her, I don't know if that's it. I feel like I should defend her, but I'm gonna try doing this first, and if it's not going for, see if that changes anything. And I will show that. I'll probably skip a lot of the dialogue. So, and I think he gave a pretty big hint when he said that things were going the same way. I think that was a hint to be like, hey, don't just try to do everything good. This is one of those real, like, you don't want to do everything good. You don't want to be by her side constantly. Because in this turn, this will get Shimo to be this person, which I knew I had to mess something up, because like after I made that choice about walking together, I noticed his personality changed. He just seemed more cocky, more arrogant, more like doesn't care what happens to him as long as she's safe, and then waged and lost it. So I didn't know. I thought that's how the story was going, and I thought maybe it'd be like she would go back to him, like maybe he got to the hospital or went to jail or whatever, and maybe she would have visited him. But even then, I think she would have said goodbye or something and just left, and that would end the deal. So, but it's not a short, so I'm still gonna pick out the choices that favor her. Just because. Wait, why is all the images locked? Wait, why is she not existing here? That image is right there, but why is it not show? Yeah. That's weird. Wait. Oh. Oh, okay. And it... Why is she crying? I didn't get image for crying, did I? I don't remember her crying. Maybe I didn't look, but... And the cat's right there, so did the cat die? I wouldn't think so. Why is she crying then? So these two images, well, not this one, but... This one changed. So in image 9, I'm assuming that 8, I think it's kind of glitched. I think 8 is what happens. It shows the CG of what happened. And I feel like the cat died, personally. Cat could be asleep. But it's just the way she's crying, unless she moves to something to make her cry. But, I know that I don't remember seeing this image. And then you got this one, which I don't understand it because, like, we've seen him, but right here she's not there, so it's still an image where she doesn't appear, like, at all. But here's the blonde-haired girl talking to. That's just the same. Okay, so yeah, I think there's some different, and there's some other CGs. So I'm assuming that this will the TV start playing out the same in some way, or something will change, and then maybe they never get caught in rooftop. I've talked long enough though, but it's been fun. I will still do another video tomorrow to figure this out more, because I don't feel happy ending there, and I know that's not the true ending. It just roughly ends. There's no credits none. So I will continue with it tomorrow as you see the video in episode 4, and we will get the other ending, which is only 2 choices in the game. I've only had 2 choices as far as I remember, so I'm definitely going to figure it out, because there's only like 4 or 5 possibilities I could do, and I'm probably just going to do the second choice and not go for, because that's why I feel like things have changed too much. It's the second I went before. Together, he changed to a douchebag. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye. Or tomorrow's video. Bye bye. Okay, what's up, guys? Here being back as before. Last video, if you watched it, we kind of got a bad ending because we messed up. I don't know which choice that was, or if maybe I shouldn't get close to win at all, but we are here to correct our mistakes. Luckily, in Vision Novels you can time travel, so we're just gonna time travel back our problems to right here. Now, last time we clicked let's return together, but I think returning together might have been the bad choice. She acted a little bit more cocky and acted different immediately. So if we choose not to, she might be upset, but this might make the events that transpired won't transpire. I recall the guilt and concern on my dad's face. It flashed by my mind, and I'm unable to sweep it away. It's simple to just leave my heart aside, but I'm not just here for myself. She quietly observes my expression. I know it's engaged. I almost feel as if she can see what I do. I have already taken a step back when Zaire seems to see me react like this. She probably shouldn't. Not prepared for this. I evade her gaze, unable to look her straight in the eye anymore. After lunchtime, I rushed toward the teacher's room during class break. This is the place, right? As soon as I teacher's room, I hesitate. Okay, so what I'm going to do is say just go through that whole section again. Let's go to config. Skip. I'm going to do. I've always seen some of this text before, so I'm going to say this because I accidentally skipped too much. And we are just going to skip text we have seen. Okay. There's not a single flicker in his eyes that indicate he's wavering. He's controlling as much like a zombie putting up an act. Which of my heart is washed away in an instant. Like a punch or intermittent, no matter how much force I throw there with no reaction. Class teacher's attitude is so perfect I couldn't find anything at all, as if he is genuinely concerned about students. I understand. I will make sure this is taken care of. After saying that, he lowers his voice and leans forward. But don't get involved in this, man. Do you understand? I understand. That's good. You may not go. High school is a crucial phase for you. You made it study hard. He seems to be satisfied with my answer and gives me a smile. He raises his hands. I saw you turn around and leave. I was like thinking. After returning home, I cradled my head and fell flat on my desk, allowing the shoulders to cool down the hardness on my forehead. I was supposed to care about nothing else other than studying, but now I stood up but I go and warn the class teacher. What was I thinking? Not only in front of the teacher, I even defended her in front of the whole class. I should know what I'm getting myself into. But even though I know, I still defend. I have to admit, I was acting on impulse. But is that really so? The book of punch pieces scattered apart and not being pieced back together. As if it's telling me the pain of feeling is not enough. It has been made much vivid and clear. Those memories which feel like so long ago, in fact only. I pretend that I have healed those bruises in my heart, but in fact they are still there, forming a scab. The scab might look thick, but deep underneath the scars are still present. I should know better. For someone like me to get involved and pretend to be someone else's hero? Pathetic. Sorry. Sorry parts I should not push in my heart. Maybe I was confusing her with my past. It's not really kindness. I couldn't say it's just a way to satisfy my own ego. I can't go on like this. I cannot be your savior, and I'm not worthy of doing that. Because we're both ruthless. Both look at Cullen, for war. No one changes who we are, that cannot be denied. I cannot and shouldn't disguise myself as a pretender. That's what I think, but I have only just realized that I already have nowhere else to go. I must look terrible at the moment. It's ordinary morning like the students carpet home and those that are urging everyone to hit in the seat beside me is empty subways. The students are chatting and laughing with each other. But that's nothing to do. Underneath my desk I find paper scraps curled up in bars. I can't see spread one out, it's filled with towards the images. The short lines look like some sort of totem. A logo used as a decoration. It's worn and also serves as a decoration award. Checking garbage on my desk is the first step. It's the beginning. I grab the paper tightly and throw everything inside my desk into the room. Catch somebody who's collecting homework near me jumps from space. But I'm not trying to throw a fit in front of everyone, it was unintentional. Classrooms nosy as always, but I look I see people staring at me. That student who was copying the home sneakily staring at me. Is the female student who just walked past me after glancing at me? Even the classroom master looks so mellow. She absorbed me with a side glance. No, I need to come. I don't know where this either or came from. I also don't know how it happened. It feels like anyone could be a perpetrator. Oh, that's not right. Everyone is a perpetrator. That's right, I don't need to make a second guess to I'm doing this. Cover my face and take a few deep breaths. This would be a sign of weakness if the perpetrator sees it. But it doesn't matter, I don't care. If he invited me in some way showing signs of showing and what's waiting for a happy ending. I already understand and it truly makes me since I leave the classroom my head spinning, trying to make sense of everything that's happened before. Things like whether I should tell my dad or who, or if I should discuss with my class teacher or the only person that knows the truth. Before I know I'm all at the rooftop. Sally, as expected, has her back towards the staircase and is looking afar. I hear the shivering and straining away. I want to know how I can explain it. She turns around. I didn't know. I don't need to see anything. She really knows. Her gaze, a silence mixing expression is something I've never seen before. She wants to show me this is her secret hideout. That's why this place is supposed to give her peace and calm.
我看到了什么？
Is that so? Take a deep breath and relax my shoulders. She's nearly always the first person to arrive in the morning. There's people. But
对不起，我看到了，但是又没看到。 我听到有人过来，就急忙离开了教室。等我再回去的时候，你的课桌就已经是那样的了。
So that's why she's apologizing. I lied barely walk to her, so I remember the way she likes to gaze at the sky. It's 9. Even if I know who did it, it won't hurt me. Maybe I do want to know who did it for selfish reasons, but it's not going to change the fact of the matter. The only part of the problem, not the ones doing it. Someone else would have done the same. Trixie sort of understands what I'm trying to say and only slightly nods her head.
那现在我们是共犯了。
At most, we're both victims.
也是啊。
That's kind of terrible in every way.
但是往好处想的话， 至少我们现在是2个人。
Licking each other's wounds.
只要不去和他们对抗，也不会怎么样。你不要太害怕。
Just like Wen wants to share her experience with me, the way she bows her head makes me want to
如
laugh.
果他们每次课间都来骚扰你的话，你也来这里好了。哦，
She looks puzzled. There was also a bit of hesitation. I noticed her expression suddenly changes from sympathy to pale. That's only because she knows the expression on my face. I know exactly what she saw on my face, but I can at least make a good guess.
还好吗？
There's no way I could be alright without the insult right now. But it's not the worst. I looked through the sky once again. The mix of emotions all jumbled together seems to have cleared up. It isn't that I didn't expect this to happen when I first let help her handle. But I totally ignored the warning signs in my heart. I thought I could use my reputation and scare everyone. But what go? It's reminding me that I cannot pretend anymore. That's why I began laughing at myself with a mocking tone, as if I had given up. Gosh, we're the same everywhere.
石墨，
Can you tell me why they're bullying you? I find actually the curse I've been putting off, but now I know we can't just escape from it anymore. Once I try to understand and emphasize, there's no going back. I'm sure you understand. What about my sudden change of tone Wen seems to be taken aback.
我一定要现在说吗？
Just treat this as a way to change the mood. Besides, we need to come clean eventually anyway.
好吧，
Is he gonna tell him what really happened? I don't know what really happened, but from what I've seen, I would assume that he has some kind of outburst. Rage outburst. And instead of getting put in prison or something, he got transferred to another school. Instead of being number 1, he transferred number 2. And I saw it go on his phone. Only reason why I think this, it could be anything, but my guess was that go on his phone was somebody he used to love. So, and everything went down the same path as before. And when I made the choice to walk to class together, then it all transpired, and likely the same thing happened. And that was cool. I don't know if the girl was bullied, but I'm assuming something along those lines. Sly raised her eyebrows and gazes afar to the edge of the sky. Her pupils are unfocused, like considered away behind her veil. Takes a long moment of silence before she begins the story.
其实我也不知道为什么会变成现在这样，很奇怪，对吧？但是我想了半天也想不到自己到底做了什么。一开始我有很多朋友，或许那个时候在班上已经有不喜欢我的人，不过谁都不可能被所有人喜欢的，对吧？
But it's not possible to have everyone hate you. Go widen your eyes to look at me.
我懂。后来有个和我关系很好的女生，她偷偷告诉我，她喜欢上一个男生。我很高兴她能和我说这个。每次她约了男生要我陪她去的时候，我也很乐意当这个陪衬。再后来，我发现自己变成了他的负担。他不想继续3个人的约会，但是他过意不去，想寻找好的机会开口。于是，我主动拒绝了之后的邀请。直到这里为止，我还能理解事情的进展。可是后来，
She gets a point when it gives me a sad look.
后来，那天我走进教室的时候，就发现了气氛不对劲。那个和我关系很好的女生，趴在桌子上哭，身边围了一圈人。他们说我是故意搞砸她的约会。我明明什么也没做。 我顺从他的真实想法，不再当电灯泡，仅此而已。
What did the guy do? When shakes your head.
他应该是喜欢我吧？听说我不去了之后，他就不再出来玩了。
I guess too. Did he confess to you?
不，在那之后，我们见过一次面。我从他看我的眼神中察觉的。我发现这件事之后，去和女生解释过，我并不知情。可是我的解释却被曲解成了我同时玩弄了2个人的感情，就连那个男生也不承认自己究竟喜欢谁。我不懂，为什么我说什么都变成错的了。
She closed your eyes. So strange. Sorry that is every word she says if there's something strange about her story. Are you good at, how should I say it? People?
在察言观色这方面，我确实比一般人要敏感一些。
She could read Gmo pretty well too in some situations. Most circumstances there's not one group sensitive, but in this case, the more you dare to read thoughts on everyone's mind, the more you get hurt. And running away from the classroom is probably the sensible thing to do. That friend of yours, didn't she try to help you? Julie silently shakes her
我
head.
想，他应该也很不知所措。
There's no way to stop this?
只要一开始没有人否定，之后就没有人在乎真相了。
Wow. Once you've been taken away by a force larger than you, power eventually gets washed away as well. Even as you realize what's happening, it's already too late. Not everyone can stand up against public and say what is right. But now I know the truth. At least you have someone who knows you're not that kind of person. How does that feel? Gwen takes a deep breath and doesn't reply to my question. But I can see her face through her side bags. I can see clearly that her lips have curled up in a beautiful shape. Whoa! Try to pound at my heart, I think savage clap my hands. Then exchange, let me tell you something about myself. She seems to be interested in how I suddenly raise my pitch, when it simply forgets about memories and turns forward to look interest. In truth, I was a low life in my previous school. Silence. Hey, at least give me a response. Are you surprised?
我
Just immediately erased myself.
其实我早就知道你在之前的学校把人打进医院的事了。
Oh, so you already know. I scratched the back of my head. I thought she was truly isolated from the world and probably wouldn't have gotten that information.
那个，你是不是没上过我们学校的贴贴？
Indeed I haven't.
难怪了。
Takes out a smartphone from her pocket and makes a few swipes on the screen. Not long after she shows the screen in front of me before outstretched hands, it's a social app that is clearly really popular. I also used it for a while, but due to some reasons I haven't used it anymore.
你看这个帖子，
On its remaining inputs, I can see the most popular post on top of the screen. Okay, so the one he saw from the other inning. About transfer student Shimo, it's true he puts a guy up on the second floor? I feel my stomach aching. It's even more ridiculous than I thought. What do you think I am, a monster? No wonder the rumors are spreading so quickly. But since they're not afraid of me and think I'm only a paper tiger, everyone's probably going to head towards the night direction soon. That's true if I'm going to tell when now. About that, do you believe in what the post says about me?
应该有夸大的成分吧，不过8、9不离10。
It's only half true.
你把人打飞了半层楼高，
That's not what I meant! Cover my face and well. How can an ordinary person be up a guy see him fly? I'm not Chuck Norris!
我明白了。
Oh, I didn't expect that moment. Okay. From her eyes, I can tell she's really thought I could punch a guy and see him flying up in the air. Actually, only the part where the guy got seriously injured is true.
你没有打他吗？
Should I say yes or no? I chew on the spare parts of the memories and try to select the super one. At the time, I was surrounded by 5 or 6 guys. They were kicking and beating me, so when I was just behind back, I actually pushed one of the guys downstairs. And it's not hard to figure out what happened next. Yes, none is simpler than the truth. Going funny me seems to have realized that what I mean and covers her mouth in astonishment.
你刚才说自己是混混，是假的吧？所以你才是被欺负的那个。
Okay, so maybe that's why. So wouldn't it be like a misunderstanding, but maybe they didn't believe him and then he got transferred to another school because he had no choice? But why has he got such a big anger issues then? He's got major anger issues. Like, enough to beat up a guy seriously. Like, that part doesn't make sense, but why does he have to, that bad of anger issues? Enough to, like, actually seriously injure somebody. Or kill him. Yes, only because he didn't like me. Simply conclude. Maybe it's because I was trying too hard when I was at the basketball team competition, or because I didn't allow them to allow me when we were queuing up at the canteen. It's like what happened to Wim. Those are the only things of a car that could have been the trigger, but none of these things seem important to hate me. But when I was still trying to make sense of it, those things always started to happen. And I wasn't as sensitive as Wim and tried to hide away before they came to me. Instead I fought back vigorously until...
原来是这样。
She sounds really upset, actually. I don't know why, her face looks pale as she can't help but Leo so classic agony.
原来
Oh,
我
okay.
也是，我们是一样的。
Why? Hey, relax. Are you sympathizing too much? I started to get a bit worried and walked to her side, fearing that she might collapse in a state. Everything's fine now, but that guy's still at the hospital, so don't you Wayne pushes away my hands and takes a deep breath.
对不起，
Voice is so soft I thought it was just so beaming, but then she repeats herself with a stronger voice.
对不起，
Oh.
听到你的事，我有点控制不住自己。
Really thought she was just gonna like push him and then run out the door for something. I was gonna be like, well, why? Oh, it's alright. I'm relieved that you can feel the same way as well. But if there's something I learned at that school, it's important to preserving evidence.
固定证据。
That's what I learned from the lower later on. Simply speaking, if you can preserve the evidence that you've been bullied at the time, then from legal perspective, you have an advantage. It's not use just saying you were bullied if you cannot find someone that's a witness, then the fact that you were bullied doesn't exist.
可是记录下证据很难吧？
Yes, they won't just allow you to record any videos or audio so easy. The moment you bring out your equipment, they'll break it.
嗯，
Well, I want to keep on discussing like this. I think we're out of time. We should back. When she's forgotten that she's still in recess and quickly takes out phone to look at time. Thank you for saying allowed me to see the bright blue sky. I'll leave first. I'll wait for you and turn around head to
那
stairs.
个，一起走呗。
I refused to once before, but this time there was no reason to refuse. Alright. So it originally goes to the choice I picked, but the big difference is that they sympathize with each other now. Because they've experienced it. Both of them have experienced the kind of same things. Like, different like things happens, but like they both of them bullied and all that, and I mean, so I gave her a nod when she resolutely walks forward and chases after me. I push the echo on the rooftops to become a duet as we walk. Oh, and that white heel kid doesn't show up this time. Naturally, we received many astonishing stares. We were walking the classroom together, but at that moment, I do not care anymore. Then, have you met any girls at the new school? are you talking about? Are you trying to set me up on a date, Officer Shane? I wish that you would just call me Lou instead of Officer Shane. Well, I shouldn't encourage you to have a girlfriend. I shouldn't encourage you to have a girlfriend. You should at least find a friend of the opposite sex. Speaking more, the girls can make you smooth. Oh? But off the record, Big Sister thinks it's nice to be in love at this stage of your life. Again, this is all still being recorded, right? Once you pick up your phone, it automatically records. Then how come you can still be so blunt? Relax, as long as nothing happens to you, my superiors won't touch these tapes. If nothing happens, huh? What could go wrong, you should know? That's why I'm relaxed about you. Why, you should have met some new friends at school. You know about the app called Pendo? Agency always use that for social networking? Something like that. Go look at the forums for number 2 high school. What is it? After hearing some movement on the other side of the phone, I can hear the crisp clicking. After a few minutes, I can hear it alongside. Wow, you're never going to make any friends with this. Can't you guys think of something? After a moment of silence, I can imagine how she's shrinking. Hurry now, we're going to treat this as a show because I'm serious enough for us to intervene. But the victim is getting a lot of stress. By signing up to cause harm to public safety or treat it as spreading unnecessary fear, you can try to file a public lawsuit towards a postal, accuse them of defaming. Thanks, I figured the police would just magically delete any post on the internet. What year is this? We're not in the era where we can just monitor and hide away everything. It's always a delicate thing to balance between freedom of speech and public opinion. Police are so useless, you know that? It feels like you're getting way more out of line these days. But about this, I think I can do something else, personally. Oh? I wish my tone slightly surprised. Alright, let's wrap it up for today. Okay? It's not like I want to continue on with this conversation, but it always feels like we can end our chat abruptly. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Do you want to ask why we always end our chats so suddenly? That's not what I was thinking. Because this telephone conversation is included in my work time. Once my time is up, I can get off work. Are you for real? If I could finish complaining, I could hear a long die after from the other side. If it wasn't because I met her in person, I would never believe someone like her is a cop, even if she's only in the juvenile crimes division. Now that I think about it, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have recovered so quickly. But I still didn't tell her about that thing. I also haven't told Dad, not only because I don't want him to worry, but not only because I don't want him to worry, it's just because I'm guilt. This time I threw myself in mind. If I can't, I want to climb back out myself or persevere into the baby. At this time, I have something standing beside me. This time, I feel a sense of calmness whenever I see the lonely shadow of hers. Calmness. That's not right. A high-spirited mood cannot be hard calmness. It's a more positive and proactive feeling instead. I sense my chest getting heavier. The culture once on my spine. I realize what it is. It's wiping it away before it gets just to grow. I didn't lie to you. I see all the things that have been written down in the records and facts. I throw myself onto a bed and hide away under the page. That I can't take anymore. I should think of something else, like what I should do tomorrow. Tomorrow's the first day of the public holidays. Ren and I are going to buy some cat food for Snowball. Recently is when we were feeding Snowball, I overheard playing the cat food is getting more expensive. I realized I can't just let her everything herself, so I told her to invite me to come before next time she's out to buy cat food. Come to dick. Wouldn't it be just a two of us? That's why I realized how serious this problem is. Oh no. The bus doors behind me after a few honks and slowly drives away from the bus stop. I paced stiffly back and forth, normally checking on a tire and heel at this times. Finally, I gave a sign of relief and began to walk toward me in place. Looks like she hasn't arrived yet. I'm assuming it's said bus still about 40 minutes before our meeting time. Oh, Jesus, okay. Okay. I said bus. Oh, buses could be. I think there's a bus. So it's just like on the day off or whatnot, or it's just like after school. I would assume this 40 minutes before our meeting time. I assume it's a day off. I suddenly getting pulled with my phone. Before heading out, I always anticipated all possible actions along the way. I was even prepared that the bus might have stopped working and I wouldn't have need to walk here on foot. That's why I left home early. But now that I think of it, it was a stupid move. I kept a sign. I scanned across my surroundings and struck myself. Today is a national holiday. The streets are crowded with people. Gamers are bringing their kids along. There are couples walking together, even to the speaking in the latest jargons, and Trinity ladies are showing off their thighs. I can't help it. My eyes are attached to the ladies like a magnet. Oh, Jesus. They're in this together, so the relationships get kind of closer, but she might not like this. No, boy. What are you doing?
好看吗？
Oh, of course. What? I may jump up and hell with him. How long have you been here?
在那个穿黑色热裤的大姐姐经过你身边的时候，
I scanned through my mirrors and searched the lane, but I could not remember such a person.
骗你的，我也刚到。
Oh. That's so. I'll relax a bit. If there was such late, there's no way I would have forgotten. Wayne looks at me before her lips pouted up. Oh. That's what I noticed she's in casual today. This is the first time I've seen her wear something other than her ski uniform. Oh, one-piece dress complements her smooth, silky hair.
怎么了？
She's looking for a compliment, my dude. You look great in that dress.
虽然很老套，但还是谢谢啦。
She acts as she doesn't care, but she turns her face away. You're in a good mood today.
为什么突然这么问？也没有很好，就一般啊，和平时一样。
Oh? But I can see from her face that she's more radiant compared to when she's at school. Her back is straight and she doesn't cower her body like before. Is it because she's not at school? She seems like a totally different person. Where shall we go?
我们先去车站附近的先达广场，接着步行大概1公里到银鹰大厦。
Are we gonna buy onions as well?
只是买猫粮而已啊。
Then why don't we have to go to two places?
啊，千达广场有卖汤姆牌的干猫粮，但是湿猫粮必须去买银鹰大厦的薛定谔。
Wow, I didn't know we had to be so fussy about cat food.
而且小白比较挑食，只吃这2个牌子的猫粮。
Then what does it usually eat when we're not at
它
school?
会自己找东西吃。
I don't know what to say, so that cat was just nitpicking on purpose? Two of us walk side by side. When Shiny looks ahead, but her eyes are fleeting, betraying her waving heart. I also find myself staggering forward. I correct my posture as I make a few cuts, but now that I've become conscious of myself, I cannot help but see every detail in front of me, like a magnifying glass pushed in front of my eyes. For example, when there's so many couples on the streets walk in me with each other before. If what makes it more these love witch runners, what that also make us look like?
喂，
Oh, what's up?
你可以走慢一点吗？
Oh, after sinking deep in thoughts, I've totally ignored her. Although I'm only walking at a slightly quicker pace than usual, she couldn't keep up. Ben tries hard to keep up with me, and then she looks at me as if she wants to say something.
你平时是不是很少和女生一起走啊？
Ouch. Not really. I never go out with girls.
是吗？没看出来。
She throws a quick glance at me.
邀请人家的时候都是蛮熟练的嘛。什么？
She doesn't say anything else after that. Her attention is now on the window displays. I cautiously follow her gaze. And okay? What lies at the end of her sight totally catch me by surprise. Game arcades aren't like internet cafes. Even minors can interact in restrictions. But I have to say, it doesn't fit with the image I have of Wen. So maybe she's a gamer? I mean, books or games, it could make sense because if she has like no friends and school's thing, like gaming is a good escape. So.
我没有看那个。
How should I say? I didn't think there was any problem to be interested in gaming arcades. You don't have to be concerned about what I think.
不要乱体贴了，我看的是墙角的那些。
Over at that corner of the claw machines? I scratched my head. Isn't the help a go grab a favorite plushie tool from the claw machine trope a bit cliche? Wait, we're not even dating! If you're interested, shall we take a look? I don't know why, but I feel embarrassed just by saying that. She hesitates for a while before nodding her head.
那就去随便看看好了。
The shop itself only has 2 claw machines. One of them has a stuffed tool which resembles Pikachu, but it's blue, like the famous robot cat, and it has 9 tails. We both stare at that strange looking tool for a while, then we exchange glances and shake our heads at the same time. It's not the first time these copycats have created a monster that would put Mr. Tucker to shame. I just wish they could have been a bit more aesthetic sense. Watching that machine, this time there were later 2 cats and dogs inside. How should I say it? I want hair with big ears, nose, and ears. They look so fluffy and soft. The toys themselves aren't bad, but there's nothing special about the meat.
好可爱。
Huh? Wayne leans against the glass frame, her eyes fixated on the toy shop beside her cheeks are flushing red. Are they that cute? Do you want one? She just hesitates. Alright. I take out my wallet and start searching for a coin. I know what relationship we're in. If I don't act now, I can't call myself a man. For this, I place all the coins I can find on the top of the card machine's control panel. My other hand is also holding the cord, reaching towards the coin shot. Come to think of it, I probably don't need that many coins.
Huh?
Relax, leave it to me. I won't disappoint you. Wayne keeps sizing me up and then says in just a voice.
好吧。
Let's begin. I'll make sure we won't break the bank. I shut 2 coins in the machine and carefully moved the joystick to adjust its position. What? Oh, whoosh! I hit the button. After absorbing the claw from different angles, I concluded that this is the angle that will perfectly on that layer to cat. The claw descends slowly. It's gonna fail in it. This is really weird.
哪里奇怪？
I made sure the claw was all aligned before I hit the go button, but how come I always end up with nothing? I pulled heavily on the control panel. The remaining coins leap up and start jiggling as if they were mocking my incompetence.
你该不会之前都没有玩过吧？
I've at least seen how people play. Even so, there's no way that I can grab a single tool after a dozen tries.
让我来吧。
After hearing that like a train that has run a scene, I make way for her and take a step back. I'm sure you had to shield all those coins. You had a shield of those coins as well. Wayne doesn't seem to hear my apology. Instead, she is all focused on hitting the joystick. I hear her murmur something.
索尼的感觉是这样啊，原来如此。
Hey, are you going to put any coins in?
嗯，马上。
After said that, she doesn't put any coins in immediately. An extraordinary aura is building up on my man. She looks like a veteran hunter searching for his prey. Her eyes are sharply focused on the plush toys in front of her. Man, don't tell me you're actually really good at claw machines.
擅长，
She grabs 2 coins and shoves them into the slot.
我是专家。
Oh. Huh? She hands the joystick right in her station. After moving the claw to its position, she hits the go button for a second thought. I hold my breath still as the claw slowly descends. So far, all my efforts have been in vain. When let's go, the short second takes a step back. But the claw only pushes past a step toward. Oh, a pity. Aside, she looks at the so distant, but it's not as easy as it seems. When, however, remains untroubled even after seeing the claw brush past her target. Instead, she looks calm and confident. I stop. Then again, I look at the claw again and my eyes widen in disbelief. No way this is happening. What? I must be seeing things. No, what I just witnessed was an illusion. The claw didn't tease Mr. Toy's body by hair sling. But what I did notice was a transparent thin strap sticking out of the toy where the claw had gone through. The claw had precisely gone through the strap, and our prize is now dangling on the claw. It's just a coincidence, right? I'm so shocked I can't say a word. Wen doesn't even bother to grab a prize from the bucket. She immediately tosses it in another pair of coins. This time she used the same method. Another toy hangs on the claw and drops it in the prize bucket. Her winning streak is impressive. Why can't he be so skilled at this?
很奇怪嘛。
Yeah, the dog and cat are a little bit though, but I kinda want one, not gonna lie. Wen keeps hugging the pair of tools she just won as she walked out the arcade. That committed order of hers has all been vanished. If she wasn't carrying the plush toys before, I would have thought what I just witnessed that deal was all an illusion. It's really strange. If there was a competition for this, you'd be a pro.
就是熟能生巧而已。
When she's embarrassed by my comment, she sinks her head into a stuffed toys, but I can tell that she's happy. Practice makes perfect. How much does she like claw machines? Looking back, I was trying to impress her with my non-existent claw skills. Now I finally understand why she was sizing me up just then. My ears are burning hard. Now I really want to find a hole and jump into it.
以前我和朋友们出来的时候，都是我帮大家夹娃娃的，所以比较擅长一点。现在好久没夹了，幸好技术没有什么退步。
Wen keeps on explaining, but I can sense bitterness in her favorite voice. It's great that you still got it, and you, in the future, you can help me. Chiefly replied, starting not to second guess her mood. I already know how she feels. There's no need to delve into it.
啊，你也喜欢这些吗？明明是个男生。
Why can't guys like it? I really like the sleep or color my plush toys. Wen looks amazed by my bluff and laughs. This is the first time I've heard her laugh so hard since we met. When she was at school, she would the most curl her lips. Her laughter I'm seeing now is much more cheerful and bright.
那选一个吧。
Wen extends her arms and pushes the toys in front of me. She still has the bright smile on her face. You want me to have one?
不是说你喜欢吗？而且你也出力了呀。
Whatever, that was embarrassing.
快选一个吧。
One of them is a cat and one's dog. The choice is pretty distinct. If that's the case, I'll let you choose first. Which one do you like?
Huh?
She blinks her eyes as she didn't expect me to ask her.
我的话，
When Mr. Eyebrows are glancing between the cat and dog repeatedly.
我想还是要这只小狗吧。
Oh, I thought you'd keep the cat.
我是更喜欢猫一点，不过
I guess I would laugh, but basically the little dog told me.
你有没有发现它很像你？
A dog? Wow! Are you saying I look like a dog? Why does it sound like she's making fun of me?
很可爱，不是吗？
Oh, she said I'm cute? Alright, I'm sure cute isn't meant to describe me. I take the cat. It is covered in white, so opposite of the stray we adopt at school. So for a cat like this, I guess we can't call it Snowball.
我早就给它起名字叫小黑了。
Cobalt? Cobalt? Coast black makes sense. As I don't have anyone to put Cobalt, I hold it in my hands. Gwen seems to like the dog very much, embracing it in her chest. And close up to her chest. She says it looks like me. I'm envious that my replicas get such a cuddly treatment. What am I doing? We keep chatting as we walk. Finally, we reach the 2 stores and buy the cafe that we need. I offer to carry the bags. We both walk along the streets. It's over noon. I didn't know cafe was that expensive.
是啊，幸好现在开始有你和我一起分担了。
That's the least I could do. Now, since we bought snowballs, shield food, it's time for us to have lunch.
不过
He stares at the restaurants and gives me a slightly troubled smile.
这就是市中心呐。
People are lining up everywhere, not surprised. Sure, it's a holiday. Even the food stores are full of people. The crowd is so scary in a big city.
我们去吃那个吧。走吧，附近好像就有店。
So what's the store we're talking about? Ah, so this is the place. And me, Dawn told me what she's forward to once I see the food and
不
friends.
是一直在吃吧？
Yes. After hearing the reply, I can only smile
喜
bitterly.
欢吗？
I don't dislike it. I feel at ease after she hands me one of the rice bars. Both of us often have this for lunch as we prefer not to go to a canteen to buy food. That's why we only buy food from outside as convenient to bring to school. But having this even though on a holiday, the feeling's a bit different. Both of us sit on the bench along the street under the backdrop of the passerby. We begin to munch on our rice bars. It's nice to see more of a, even though the eyes are a little different, it's nice to see, when, like, more of her outfit too. She is dope, not gonna lie. And nice to see the guy more. You know, even though we only see him really in these kind of deans. Like small little weird styles, but it's nice to see him nonetheless. Let's see. You're making me do most of the talking. Oh, this right bar I'm having is a brand new flavor. It's delicious.
我的也是。
Let's buy this one the next time we go to school. When chews on her rice bar quietly, she so quiet, conscious with the noisy streets. As if a force field has formed between us and the rest of the world, I can feel calmness in the middle of the quiet streets. Gwen drinks a sip of water and starts folding the rice ball Rapiture a paper plane. After rice what she's doing, I'll just start to fold my Rapiture paper plane. Once I fly it out, I raise my chin and gesture towards the bin not far away.
还是不了吧。
And in, she walks over to the bin and throws away the wrap, taking mine with force bro. I mean, see, looking after her bag up in the cat food. Suddenly, a skinny, bony arm extends towards me. Now in front of me is a bowl covered in dirt. Please, offer me some charity. Beggar. The beggar gives us a wide smile. Sure, please. I haven't eaten for days. No. I should open my lips, but my no isn't for the beggar in front of me.
为什么？
Just don't. I couldn't reply when who was just finished throwing away her garbage and was about to take out water Sally puts away. After seeing this hope that's away, the middle-aged man looks like as if he is going to fall over, wipes away the pitiful spit on his face. He turns around to find someone instead. How you can weed people? You've already scaled, haven't you?
可你是怎么发现的？
That's because I've seen him before, but he probably doesn't remember me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Besides, he isn't really disabled. He chose to beg for others' mercy rather than use his own hands to lift himself out. How are we supposed to offer him any sympathy? Doesn't matter, let's not deal with it. Just don't fall for it next time. Go lowers her head.
你讨厌被骗吗？
Corey, she likes getting tricked.
那我打个比方，如果有 有你的朋友欺骗了你，
Like this is
怎
foreshadowing.
么办呢？
I feel like she lied. Why are you suddenly asking me this question?
性格测试。
Alright, I'll be very sad.
这样啊，说的也是呢。
I won't easily forgive those who that have lied to me. Since you asked me so suddenly, do you have anything to hide from me?
没有，只是性格测试而已。
Oh, I scratched the back of my head. So the intro this gave, how many points did I get?
0分，
Oh, why?
太跟进了，不够圆滑。
I'm at lost for words. One's opinion of me totally hit me where it hurts the most. What then? Waiting frantically since I noticed a new map behind her. I also left all my exercise books on my desk. I looked at curiously and shrugged my shoulders. I was just receiving something resembling a threat more. I become more indifferent to the whole deal. I don't want to stay in this classroom anyway.
我当初这么做可是犹豫了很久的。
But what is there to hesitate about? Staying there was so suffocating.
我是怕给收作业的同学添麻烦。
I'm at lost for words to shake my head. It was so hopelessly nice.
说起来，你原来近视吗？
Oh, you mean my glasses? This gadget's my secret weapon. But don't mind it too much. I think the secret weapon is going to take people by surprise.
这个是野餐部了，因为你之前不是说想要一个可以休息的地方。
Wind moves away to give me a better view of the picnic mat.
我没有在做什么奇怪的事啊，只不过没想到你早上会过来，还没有布置好。
Picnic mat. That's nice. I did mention it a few days ago. I didn't expect her to remember that. But wouldn't it make it too intimate? I decided not to say that aloud. If you can relax on a mat, it's only good to be. It's only going to be good for the both of us. I put my fingers on the mat to feel its fabric. It's made of waterproof cloth with a thick texture. Will it feel comfortable to sit on?
这个我还没试过。
So then, do you mind if I try first?
可以倒是可以。
Before I finish my sentence, I've always sitting on it. Like I lie my whole body to pick the mat. I couldn't see blue in front of me, and the sky is my blanket.
感觉怎么样呢？
Close my eyes. And asleep.
喂，
No, we can't put this mat here. Just open my eyes. As you can see, it's too comfortable. I nearly fall asleep. My willpower can't fight against this thing. If you place it here, we're probably gonna start skipping class and sleep all day, eh? I stopped before I could finish my sentence. And the reason is something more heart-shaking from the deep blue sky appears in front of my eyes. I don't know when had walked towards me, but she doesn't seem to realize the outrageous anger I have while lying on the mat looking up towards her. When doesn't seem to know why I suddenly stopped speaking. She glints at me, twisting my eyes. Gwen takes a step back like a skilled cat. She pushes her hands onto her skirt. Her ears puffing wet. That wasn't that. I wish my hands up really could experience her, but I don't even get chest off for a brief. The sole of her shoes always cover my wrist. After that, I can only see stars everywhere.
对不起，是我太冲动了。
It was only an accident. I should blame myself for not paying attention.
还疼吗？
This isn't hurt anymore. It shouldn't be a problem. I gave her a bright smile. I wipe away the dirt on my face and the wipes and mirror she lent to me. Thankfully, I had a mat beneath my head. Otherwise, I would have suffered a serious injury with my head hitting the ground like that.
真的很对不起。对了，光道歉也不够吧？那我也让你踩一脚怎么样？
No, don't. That makes it sound like a masculine. I can't say it. You know what I mean? Masculinist or whatever. How you would say it. But no, okay? At least she did it and then apologized because she just did it probably out of instinct. Other version officer go would just do it and then That would been it. Go away, please calm down. I see your eyes starting to shoot over with this. It's always you wasn't kidding just then. Didn't mean, alright? And it's not like I didn't get to see. It's not like I didn't get to see some eye candy. Anyway, it's over now. Let's just pretend that not happened, alright? That's great, then let's go. I like the question mark on it. Yeah, question mark on it. That's actually kind of adorable. It's nearly the super study period. So oblivious sometimes. Quickly head towards the stairs. I slowed down on purpose, quietly taking off and inspecting my glasses. Not broken. I put on my glasses once again. I wanted to tell, but I probably should delete it first. After walking downstairs, I realized Wayne is standing at the foot of the stairs. Are you waiting? I should have gestured me to quiet down. I slowed my pace and walked over. Slow, her voice a bit shaken. I also hold my breath. I could hear it, the faint sound of footsteps descending the stairs. I wouldn't have noticed it if I didn't pay attention. After the sound disappears, it should be gone. Probably just do it, you have been passed by. Hands lightly nod your head. She still appears to be a bit on edge, but she's done. Let's go. It's not much time for us to think, but both of us remain ill silent as we walk back to the classroom. It's as if there's a huge beach crunching here in the spring to leap on us unexpectedly. The invite I found myself truly of such things, I can't help but sense of feel. While class, I can't hear whispers around me like silent curses whizzing against me. The more I focus on listening, it was just out of range. I feel like it's slowly it's happening the bad rate again. As if there was a visible sticky look of flowing bow, spreading dripping water and transforming into a disgusting stench. His voice slowly starts to begin to vibrate at that. First, she raises her eyebrows cheek, but then the vibration becomes more intense as the vibration don't stop. She looks okay, 60. Okay, so I'm gonna save here because it seems to be about the same path. These is stuff I've seen text-wise. Can I skip this? I can because I've seen it before. Once I enter the forum, I am immediately sent to the last post which I have open. By now, they should be debunking the myth about me. To the forum, I am immediately sent to the last post, which I still have open. By now, they should be debunking the myth about me. So I think it's gonna be slightly different. It looks different. I see nothing like that on the post, and I thought they, I thought if they did the stuff my desk with garbage, then everyone should already know the truth about me. But it's not an opinion that suggests any of that. Why? There's no reason for them to keep it secret. Just got the way bottom, someone's actually pushing good things about me. It's from a person called the OC. The user keeps calling me a nice kid. See, wait, it can't. Officer Chang? That's what I recall when Officer Chang said she would come away to help me. It's what she meant by that? Okay. I quit in my head and disbelief. That's when I see the post now at second place. Your 2D waifus? Looks like I was right. Child, okay, you that sure knows how to have fun. See if you post for a smartphone series for me. But the photo contains of. When I saw it, I knew they left your blood and see washes to my brain. I'm gonna control myself for slightly. Don't worry. Just when I lost start, my phone starts to vibrate. I look at the screen to see who's calling. It's like deja vu. It's the same. Hey, get to call me again? Call me even if I don't call you. What about that? But it's for checking my later player. I can't. Please don't call me that anymore. I really can't stand it. Oh wait, I'll call you Walkie Dead. I'll just call you Walkie Dead. Never mind. I compromise. She really has a way to build more points. I suppose that's why she's good at her job. With the poster, right? You mean OC? It's pretty obvious if you know me, right? So it was you. I know you mean real, but can you just delete them? Eh? Flies are really a bitch. It feels like I paid some bots to say good things about me. Like me, not you. Do you tell me to be honest? Then shall we talk about whether you had any issues at school? So change topic for a bit up about relapse issues. I had a huge issue finding me. There's an issue. Isn't much of an issue now. Do you still remember what I asked you last time we spoke? First I remember you asking if what you did was right or wrong. At the time when she told me I was right, it felt like the weight being lifted off my chest. I don't know why you suddenly mentioned this, but I didn't say that just to make you. And confront your boys is not wanting to Sim. This is your wise citizen. But defending without control or limits becomes inflicted. I believe you always suffer the consequences. Yes, it's hard to understand this strange thing you call law. It's very important to limit your defensive acts to what is acceptable. That's why we need to be strict. The issue comes from fighting against violence with violence. Basically giving it away. It's true that that will below lies, but once you accept the rule, you become one. No matter if you win or not, you have always lost. You've hated them for a long time, but in the end you become just like them. It's not in the world, just more satisfying so that you sink in the world. If they want to destroy you, then you can't let this come true, right? I didn't expect you to say something so serious about it. What are you talking about? I'm an elite student at the police academy. Now, I finally have a basis to believe. I truly believe it. I'm assuming this single phone call will change how he acts. Because he got advice and he's not gonna act ways. He might find a different way about it. Of course, I wasn't answering that question out of the blue. After recalling everything that happened, I want to find an acceptable solution. Even if I know I'm not that kind of person who's good at solving problems, I fully understand how this created. Switch off the app and throw my phone to black stick sets a squad upwards on my spine, coming at me again. Why? How come I don't feel as unhappy as before? Casper, the teacher choice and those which I'm okay. Skip. After Costa says the decision from the school is to be expected. There's no change of expression on Ren's face. I've seen expect this to happen. The class teacher probably had a chat with her this morning. He leaves the classroom at a quicker pace than usual, but today a group of boys just didn't outside the room door chat with each other. Yeah, so she gets stopped again. This happens. Just like before. Question is, will he snap? I won't think he will. Just because he actually has a way to go about this. He takes a few steps back and lowers her head, but as she turns around, she sees that the ghosts are standing at the end of the doorway chatting happily. This isn't just a coincidence. All by herself seems to have realized something's wrong. This is a dead end for her. It quickly, she has lost all her escape routes and the story's running. Why are you in a hurry, young lady? I couldn't make out who's just not word say tones on the sensors. She seems to emphasize the word late. Kind of burst into a serious laugh.
我要去上厕所，可以上一下吗？
Is it Tori going to on the rooftop? But once again burst into laughter. Even the students that didn't participate in blockading her laughs at their seats. Hey, they haven't even noticed that I've my signature crowd. But I don't have that kind of reputation I used to have when I first came to school. I still don't believe it. I extend my arms to give guys in front of me a pat on the shoulder. Oh, two of them about to look at me. Reactions were not expected, but the reactions were not as I expected, but it just makes it more convenient. Out of my way. I lowered the pitch of my voice intentionally. I lowered the pitch of my voice just so people knew me. Take half a step back. I lowered the pitch of my voice, but yeah, it sounded like he was shouting. Let's go. When doesn't say this, she washes out from the classroom after I give her a gesture. Are you Prince Charming trying to save the princess? I hear the voice of a lead echo from the back. The guy reflects here, a central figure in the class. No wonder they could manage to get the whole class to do such a super. I can't stand it. Can you just go study riding for a while like that? Hey, just warning you, just stay out of trouble. I get my class later, push the shield and chin clear. I worried that someone was causing so much trouble. While waiting for him to say anything, I turn around and leave the classroom.
对不起。
Okay, so yeah, completely different. He didn't snap. I think there was some dialogue that wasn't there either because he didn't get angry. He just went for the other approach, which was just leave. She's at it again. After school, we'll reenact the same scene again. When it's embracing her broom, she looks a bit apologetic as she lowers her head.
上午的时候你帮了我，但是我却一个人走掉了。
I should apologize. I let you leave.
可是你，
Boy, they won't do anything to me. Also, I don't know why, but it seems that a lot of people know about the truth. They're still very scared of me. Go touch away from my stare.
这样就好。还有，谢谢你又帮了我。
Are we allies now? This is natural. Come to think of it, where do you go between classes now? You already leave the classroom so quickly, and you're not replying to my messages.
啊，信息这个，我的手机暂时不用了。
Oh, alright. I give my head a pat. How could I have forgotten? I should have known what kind of mess she said going after that push me. Let's not talk about where do you go between classes now?
厕所，
Huh?
隔壁那栋楼的厕所。
Even though by using it isn't too much to hide in the truth. Mine doesn't say anything there. It's just something started sweeping the floor. There's still a lot of garbage scattered everywhere. I lay outside. Is it really alright to keep the
什么？
everyone's being so mean? Is that really okay? I don't need to tell you what kind of people they are to keep spreading rumors like that.
那你想怎么做？
Fight back.
对谁？
Everyone.
我不行，就这样好了。他们应该也不会做更加过分的事情了。只要熬到毕业，熬过高考就没事了。
Calling you a slut on the phone. There's like 100 pages all saying terrible things about you. Stay silent.
我们两个人又能做什么呢？
Really think it's better to do nothing?
只要到了毕业之后，
Hey, are we in this together? Don't you want to help me? When grips her broom tight, she doesn't respond for a while. Take a deep down my throat. Get disappointed.
我没办法。
It's like I've lost all support. My whole body is complete. I'll take something myself.
你不用为了我。
I interrupt her before she can finish. This is for myself. She opens her mouth as she wants to say something, but she just bites her lips and gives up. First thing in the morning, I go to class H to the hand of Howard Chin, the group. Sherrod went to you. This is Airbus and stays here to deal with it. I don't let my hopes get too high as I walk back to the classroom. Whenever the class teacher will try to gloss things out, it's out of control. I won't be surprised if that's what it is. That's the decision I made yesterday. I'll do whatever I can. I don't express everything that I was able to record. But, maybe I pushed it up on the app and show you. I pushed it up around 10 times last night. Every time the person gets to leave within an hour, not enough time to generate any interest. At this time, they even banned my accounts. I should respect it, but boys are used to coming early to school. The odds of us not bumping into each other is actually quite small. Morning. It seems like she wants to say something, but doesn't. This is her homework on desk and leaves her. What has it become? So I should place my desk and then leave the classroom. It won't be a while before the other students will arrive. There won't be a problem if we're not here. Finally, the class is over. Same as usual, I wait until the majority of classrooms have left before I slowly pack up my belongings. My eye keeps twitching as if something bad's about to happen. That fear keeps itching towards me. I just want to as soon as possible. I read myself away. I receive an enormous message on my phone. Looks like we use a fake phone app. I can't read that actually. Besides name, might be, but it sounds like too big for his name. Unless she S-H-I is not his full name, it's an abbreviation. A virus? Oh, I think a possibility is a call seeing me to see what this message contains. I open it has a video attachment. Oh, it's a video attachment. The moment the screen lights up, I feel like something in that snap. I can feel the black slimy liquid crawling up through my spine like a caterpillar into the innermost of my flesh. My heart is pounding, my ears are ringing. While I come back to my senses, the desk in front of me is over. I ignore the silence of the fierceness that's in the classroom. I can feel my brain is about to explode. What I see in front of me is an image that's making me lose control of myself. I take out the utility knife from my back and extend its edges out. I then dash out of the classroom. I'm fully aware where I'm supposed to go. They shouldn't have left the crime scene yet. The scene before me keeps changing. I know I'm nearly at my destination. Is it the cat? And what shall I do after that? Shall I take everyone out? Some difficulty, but it's not impossible. Shall I use my two knife to cut off some of the tendons? I think I could do it. Or should I repeat what I have done and create an accident that could cause someone to die? That would be too simple. It's just repeat what I've done. Repeat what I've done. I stole my page. It seems that I have regained my composure. I keep watching forward. I would definitely repeat the mistakes I've made in the past. Just like a few months before. I don't think I've overcame my freedom. Once I record the video at the show, I can feel a deep sense of sorrow rushing through my chest. I want to take revenge. I want to make them pay. That's what I genuinely want to fight. But it's not like that. Like this. It can't be like this. If I end it like this, we're both going down it, but it's not going to solve the root of the problem. I not be the one for this time. I need you to. Hey! The voice comes upon me. The next instant, I can feel a pain in my head. I saw a walk with spikes and sharp pouring my feet. Such a wet liquid dropping down with his tank. It takes me a few seconds before I realize that it's my own blood. We didn't tell me off in front of the class teacher. The second walk flies so as he speaks. The walk sinks deep into my body. I cradle my head and take a couple steps back so I finally realize what's going on. So the puberty has been waiting downstairs with a group of dogs. I've fallen into a trap. I've been investigating you. You were one getting bullied in #1 high school and it was just an accident. You want to mess around with me? You want to act like a hero? A third walk flies over and I block it away with my shoulders. I can feel a dark pain once you exposed me. You took a video of me? Shit, he was sitting in a bunch of other people just giving me a mock and laugh. Push wherever you like. The class teacher, everyone, they're all on my side. Don't you know? My dad's the principal. Someone passes over and I walk the shank. He doesn't hesitate if she throws at me. But do you have to go against me? I can feel something hit my stomach. However, I don't feel pain anymore. Behind me is a fence half my height, and in front of me are people in the fan formation. Dora walks at me mercilessly. So is this my last stand? I see the cats that walk that just hit my abdomen and throw it back at them with everything I got. The aim is show you off and shatters the glass behind him and makes a high-pitched shouting sound. This is my chance. Just as they're distracted by the sounds, I may leap over the fence behind me and begin running as fast as I can. Dang, we've gone too far. Throw away all the rocks. Don't let anyone catch us. I heard the voice fade away as they frantically sprayed. I don't stop it to make sure I'm safe, but I keep running. I don't know how long I've been waiting. It might have already been an instant. I finally reached my destination, one floor below. I'm not alone here. Ben has a wife before me. She's silver and she's near on the ground. It's always she. Snowball. I feel my legs sinking in. Every step requires me to pull myself up before my effort. So that scene we saw it's coming. So it still hits kind of hard, but it's not enough to make me cry because of the fact that, well, maybe depending on what they say next. But it's not enough to really make me cry because I kind of saw it coming based on the CGs. The CGs were a little off. So it was so many CG scenes that haven't happened yet. So by her crying, I had the feeling that maybe Snowball died. Hey, Snowball. Snowball doesn't respond. Only so I can hear all the willing advice of the group. Why would they do such a thing? I appreciate the cut. I finally walk over to him. I can see Black Fury Snowball beating a bruise on the arms, not moving. It looks like it has totally fallen asleep. However, I can see a tight string attached to its neck. Same as what I saw in the video, the string is tightly hanging around its neck. However, unlike the video, Snowball is not crying out anymore. Why? I knew besides when he was still stubborn, my mind started blank. They can come after me. Why would they do such a thing to a poor?
我要反击。
She finally realizes.
如果这就是忍让的代价，那么我要反击。
The guy's bleeding too, right? Like, he got hit by some rocks, so, like, she knows this, right? Knows that, like, he got hit by some rocks. And let's fight back. Fight back with a worse lie than ever before. Show of determination. I would make them pay dearly. The uneasiness that was creeping on my spine has all been so I will give my chance again. Let's Snowball. I pulled Wan up and hid downstairs. After that, we dug a little hole in Snowball's side. We sent a few opinion pieces as the Michael. Hope you can be happy, House Cat, in your next life. I clapped my hands in front of the...
你有什么主意了吗？只要能让他们付出代价，我什么都愿意做。
She finally snapped. So, it was a sad moment. One, I knew it was going to happen, so I knew it wasn't going to hit me as hard because I kind of saw it coming. If I don't see it coming, it's going to hit me straight on. Secondly, it didn't really last. Like, that scene of the cat basically being dead, it was like a minute long, and then it just went outside. So it wasn't really enough to leave an effect, because wasn't enough to me to realize the cat was like gone. Recognize the guy who took the video, right? Then do you know that's the principal? A shadow cuts upon Win's face.
你的意思是要放弃吗？
Exactly the opposite. Last puzzle piece has been found. Everything fits so perfectly. Now my mind keeps turning the gears, shorting out a pit lane. Which by playing wouldn't have worked, as nobody would have cared. But now, as I slowly place the last piece of information, everything has become possible. This plan only works because that is the principle. I take off my glasses and take out a mimic card from my glass frame. Man, you should know it's new end of the charm. Next day, the sun is shining brightly. It's a good day. I walk to school early in the morning, but I expectedly meet someone at the stairway. Okay, oh. He gazes into me, finding his hand, his eyes lay on the surgical cloth I have on my face. It gives me a wide smile. Didn't I tell you shouldn't just focus on studying, not cause me any trouble? Only you and I know that recorded video. You took Chin did. What are you talking about? I don't know anything about it. I spoke to Chin and have confirmed what happened in the video and was just a big assistant. I've already given him a little lecture. Also, you should forward me also. Behave, especially today, do you understand? Why? I'll make sure I behave in the future. Wait. Class teacher doesn't even bother to look at me for one more time and walks away leisurely. I will behave, sure. That's not today. I clenched my fist as I watched him walk away. Today, to leave the execution board would be number 2 high school. Everyone in the school already knows about it, including me. According to the procedures, after the leader arrives, everyone in school needs to assemble in the playground and listen to the leader give our speech. It's a very boring and pointless session, but it's not easy to just slip away. I mixed in with the crowd and proceed to the playground, confirming that Wynn had suddenly left the group. Ordinary joint, it would have been a punishment slip away, but nobody would even bat an eye if it was Wynn who was absent, as I did this to be respected. All students, please head to your destination meet. Please remain quiet. The voice from broadcast sounds familiar, but now my focus is all for the leader that is standing on the porch. She's wearing a nicely tailored suit. She seems like a middle-aged woman. She's kind and can emphasize. That's a good sign for us. Hey, is there someone out there? Over there? Yeah, someone is sitting at the edge of the rooftop. It's a dangerous position to sit at. Before the speech even began, there's always a storm like the crowd, like a drop of paint into a clear water spreading out. It's begun. I slowly retreat towards the windows of the playground and everyone's distracted. Hey, isn't that Wen? Oh, that girl, don't tell me she's gonna jump. Jump? You mean jump off the building? She's jumping off the building well. As people join in to state the obvious, the crowd eventually loses control. The teachers are unable to contain the commotion, seeing the chance I immediately vanished behind the building. And then I start wondering if everything I have. Not long after I reached the school's broadcasting room, I went to the second floor and then back downstairs from the opposite end. So I invaded most of the staff that were heading for the playground to the rooftop. Then this is the broadcast room. It should be empty. Why is someone still here? Shamir, why are you here in the broadcast room? I've got something to do. How about you? Why are you here? I'm in charge of the broadcasting. One of the voices on the speaker sounded so familiar. I basically walk into the room and walk inside. What are you trying to do? She looks familiar, actually. I don't know. She does a little bit. I don't remember though. Class monitor begins to panic upon seeing me lock the door, and she stands up but doesn't go anywhere near me, having nowhere to go. Relax. I'm not planning to hurt you. I take out a USB and plug it into the computer. After that, I drag the file I edited yesterday onto the computer desk and then push the play button. Something doesn't look right. I retreat back to the door and lean my ears against the window front. There's barely any sound comfortable. Besides a few echoes from far, the speakers have not yet been turned on. I started to take a few steps back, cold sweats easily out from my forehead. I can't send it out. Which button am I supposed to press? I stand in front of the computer, my legs keep shivering. I fix my eyes in front of the screen, the matrix a bunch of knobs, and decided begins to grow. What? You want to broadcast it out? Yes, but please don't try to stop me. Hit that button. Huh? Hit that button. You can start broadcasting after that. You're not lying to me, right? I'm not. Besides, I want to redeem myself. That's so. Oh wait, I know. It's the class monitor. Okay, makes sense. I didn't think it's called class monitor. It's his class monitor. The one that always acts for computer, acts for stuff, and I see. That's right. I think I've seen her before. Maybe actually no, I don't think I've ever did. Before somebody you might have actually seen her. I stare at her intently. After a few seconds, I pressed on the button which is C indicated. My dad is the principal. Before campus begins echoing the open line of my recording, I know I have succeeded. Thank you. I pushed my eyes. I began to laugh at my warden. I even caused this decision how childish and pointless. But why do I feel so happy? I hear a flurry of voices pushing, even if shaking, and now someone is violently pounding on the door. I ignore the mad dumps, but the people outside strike the thin wooden door again. Looks like they came and wait for a second longer. I rushed forward and pushed the chair against the door. I didn't lean my whole body against the door for it. Dong. Class monitor who is strapped inside the room craves her head at the first corner. The door keeps getting pounded. Each time more violent than the previous. I can even hear the hinge crack and debris of paint falling to the ground. But it doesn't matter anymore because I've won. That's why I keep pushing against the door, happy laughing. I'm finally back under the clear sky. It's such a sunny day as well. The light breeze sways on my heel. I feel a bit itchy as the heel pushes across my face, but I feel so comfortable. I guess he did it. Maybe because the broadcast has begun, it does look funny to see how pale the faces were. So you listen to your teacher, don't do anything stupid. Oh, are we seeing her side of it now? Like, what's going on as we speak? Sally only keeps thinking her feet. No, okay. Guess it's too okay. 5 minutes at the ground floor, I noticed you pumping up an ill mat. She cried over, I'm sorry to have caused so much trouble to all of you. Sally, you technically pushes her away. Come down for us. Let us talk it out. We can discuss. When was the last time I was stared at by showing people by staring and feel unhappy? She thinks herself. She feels her heart lighten as if she could fly. She keeps humming that tune in her mind. Not far away, a thin line is floating in the air, seeds from the sky. Looking at far, she can see Snowball's grave. Snowball, are you happy for us? Is that you? Wait, what are you doing? Hey! There's commotion behind me. The class teacher seems to be shouting at someone. But he isn't shouting to the girl at the edge of the rooftop. The class teacher is letting out a piercing scream. Police are frantically chasing the boy across eyes of a wild beast. Hundreds of spectators are looking for everything has to come to a standstill. Inside lets out a smile and she begins to fly up in the air. She is flying freely with the bullets, killing her soul, unconfined by the chains on her body. She's pushed away from the rooftop and moved in with her sky. What happened? Did she die? Or did she get saved? What? Like they won? I highly doubt she made a plan that would make her die. He wouldn't win with it. So, I need to see, I'm hoping there's a part after this. I just don't know what happened. There might be something after this, because I know when I play Millicone Love, I think if I'm correct, there was a credit scene, but then directly after, there was like a later small epilogue of what happened after. Which was cool. But I'm hoping they showed something next, because, let's be honest, I don't... I hope it didn't go that way, because that'd be a stupid way. So... I figured it would do something. Just wait. And see what happens, hopefully. Because I didn't like that. Okay, so you better give me something fucking else. Okay, so she was okay. She seems to fly off, so maybe they had an ill mat, maybe? And she just landed on it? If you look at a shot, then of course we succeeded. But that was going a bit too far. Would have known. Luckily, landed on the ill mat and only had to stay at the hospital for 2 days. Only know they are under investigation, but who cares? I'm getting transferred again. Is that so? I know what to say, and it can only turn to look at the sky. Guess it's to be expected. Huh? She's going to the one he went to. I see. I just gotta step back in my head. I'm also can't transfer to number 1. Oh, it's going back! Okay, I was worried because I thought they wouldn't see each other. When looked a bit shocked, now it's your turn to feel awkward. Sophie replies in a voice only like hell. Come to think of it, was the class model the friend you were talking about? She heard me at the broadcasting room. wasn't for who I might have failed. She said it was a redeem. I continued to look up at the sky. I believe it's the expression she has on her face. Right, speaking of emotion, first time my desk got stuffed with garbage, it was you, right? It immediately freezes. What stuff does a soft?
你是从什么时候知道的？
It was who? Huh? Did I find out about that question? I got confirmation just now. Think back carefully. You were acting kind of strange a number of times. Just overlooked.
对不起，我那个时候不知道。我只是怕再次变成一个人。
I told you a while ago that I don't like being lied to. I don't easily forgive those I do. Fine? I can't. I don't think she is. I think it's just the way. But sorry, both of us do not say that word. After a while,
我懂了，
Cole offers me a deep.
对不起。还有，谢谢你。
See her eyes all swollen right after she straightens her back.
那，再见了。
She looks confused after I grab her hands. I said I won't easily forgive you. Pause and grip her hands even harder. Well, I should totally lie. It wasn't an accident. I pushed the guy down the stairs on purpose. Covers her mouth.
这种事可以告诉我吗？
Now we're even. I laugh and look her straight in the eyes. Now we're truly accomplices, aren't we? Oh, it goes right back into the main menu. That's a very good transition. Okay. I like that. I really did like that a lot. Oh, and I got RDCG. Okay, I thought I missed a couple. Okay, but I actually got all of them. I forgot these count too. I don't really think of these much, but I forgot these actually count as actual CGs. So, but overall, pretty good. And I was worried it wouldn't end the way I wanted to, but I'm glad it did. I'm glad they're both being transferred. The only thing I can't tell is if they're together. I don't know if they're like together or if they're just like really good friends. I don't know. It just seems like they have some kind of feelings for each other. And I was worried that like she would say goodbye and that'd be it. But then I was thinking like, but didn't he lie at the same time? So it's like, so why would he be mad at her for lying when he does the same thing? Makes sense. Overall, I enjoyed it. It was fun, good game, good little small game. I liked it. So, but anyway, I hope you guys of course enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video. So, bye bye.